bustling forwards who can sort of push up the ground a bit. He did his knee on Thursday night at training. So the youngster Jackson Owens comes in, an under-18 player, kicks a multitude of goals in the under-18s. I think he's in the top 2 of the under-18 comp, and he's on debut, young Jackson Owens.
12 months ago, he was kicking goals for St Patrick's in the Hawks Cup.
Yes, no, he's a good goal kicker. Jackson come over from North Launceston as a junior, and he'll make his debut today against a pretty strong and experienced Launceston lineup who have had a couple of changes to their side. Jesse Price is a late in. Ryan Shipp is out. But they welcome back today Tiernan McCormack, Lockie Plunkett and also Lucas Sullivan. So they've had 3 changes from their semi-final team that was convincingly beaten by North Launceston, who actually stay today. And they will sit and watch this game. It's great conditions. Not too much sun, bit of cloud. A little bit of breeze, which we'll hear from Tony Webb in a moment, and we'll say good afternoon to our statistician Dave Gruber. Good afternoon, Grubes.
Good afternoon, Macca. Dave.
Up and about, Grubes. Happy with the Hawks. We'll get that out of the way early.
Yeah.
What a win last night, the mighty Hawthorn Football Club.
No, they were really, really good. Yep.
And down on the boundary, we've got, and he's not on the boundary, he's actually on the ground. We've got Chris Sayer down there, and he'll be on the boundary today with Tony Webb, who's just got a couple of technical things we're sorting out. But Chris, you're ready to go. And Windsor Park is looking at a picture this afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to Riverside Disco.
Yeah, I've got the effects mic off at the moment.
This is my first time seeing this ground since it's been done up. Gee, it's great condition, isn't it? Even in the middle, a little bit sandy, but it's all got grass cover, and the ground is in beautiful nick. New lighting towers here as well, so with this late game, if we need lights, hopefully they're better than what they were at Youngtown last Sunday.
Now, we saw the last quarter there of the women's game, the breeze starting to get up a little bit, Chris, and how do you read it out there on the ground?
Yes, it is quite a stiff breeze. It's heading to the south, to the town end. It'd be worth a few goals. Tell you what, if you're kicking against the wind, I think, you'd be happy with any score you get. So the breeze is quite stiff. So, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 goals.
No worries, Chris, and we mentioned those late changes. Who do you think's going to win today?
Yeah, look, it's hard to go against Launceston, isn't it? I mean, let's hope it's competitive. I mean, yeah, South are a young team, but gee, they're pumped. There's no doubt about it. They're pumped. They're the 3rd best side, and if they can beat Launceston today, I wouldn't put it past them.
Thank you, Chris Sayer, there on at the boundary. Macca.
We saw them here a few weeks ago, didn't we, South Launceston? We said on that day that everything would have to go right for them to be competitive, and that was. They were competitive for at least 3 quarters that day. They got the ball on the outside, and Launceston couldn't go with them. But in the end, for Launceston that day, it was Archie Wilkinson at centre-half forward who took in excess of 13 or 14 marks. Zach Morris in the defensive end, he took 13 or 14 marks at that end. And, of course, when you got the body and power of Jake Hines up forward, that was what did it on that day. So
that was round 15, Mac. It was 20-odd point margin. South actually led by 3 points at three-quarter time,
yes,
and 2 goals at half-time. So it was just the experience of Launceston that took over in the end.
Yeah, look, it was experience, it was size, it was just those 2 big blokes at either end of the ground. And Ollie Woodcock-Davis couldn't go with Wilkinson on the lead on that day, and he was brilliant, was the big Archie Wilkinson. They've had a big loss in the last couple of weeks, though. The Launceston Football Club with Boyd going down with an injury, his season-ending injury for Jacob Boyd, who's been an excellent defender for them over many years. So a bit of an experience out on their back line also.
And, of course, goal-kicking-wise, we talk about Lockie Cocker out. He's kicked quite a number of goals for South Launceston this year, 36 to be exact. So that'll be a bit of a hole in their attack. And, of course, Launceston really rely, as you said, on those 2 main forwards. 72 goals, Jake Hines, 58 goals, Archie Wilkinson. A lot of their goals will come from those 2 key forwards.
Yeah, look, it will. And Hines is, we see him go midfield. He's, as I said, many weeks, he's still one of the best players in the competition if he was super fit. He leads them well. He speaks to his players well. They get around him. And another loss from South Launceston from last week was Charlesworth.
Yes, Harry Charlesworth, yeah.
With a ruptured testicle. And it happened early in the game,
right,
I heard.
He
played out with it.
Right.
So, a horrific injury there for Charlesworth. So, he's out of the season now.
It's talking about injuries. We just see Jacob Boyd there with his terrible knee injury. I think a dislocated knee there in the last roster game. So he's out for the season as well. So that was noticeable, I thought, when they played North Launceston last week. Just the absence of Boyd and Tyrrell in that back line just meant that North Launceston were able to get a lot of forward entries, a lot of marks inside 50.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, South Launceston aren't a North Launceston, though, are they?
No.
You know, but it'll give them the chance. Their midfield's going to have to be really good, South Launceston.
So to be competitive today, who needs to stand up for South Launceston?
Well, it's got to be Holt, doesn't it, in the midfield? You know, Taylor, Graham has to have a really good game. Like he's still only a young player. He played really well here. Actually, walked around the golf course, or part of the golf course today, with young Ollie Freeland.
Okay.
Played with his dad and his brother, and you know he's keen. Ollie, like he'll jump and he's athletic. He's just got to stop, getting into wrestles with the likes of Dylan Farquhar. But look, they're a good side, Launceston. They'd love another crack at North Launceston. But look, South Lonnie, they've got the conditions to suit. They move the ball fast, and they've got some good forwards in Lee up forward there. And also, I'd love to see Hunter Farrelly. I think 4 or 5 goals from him to turn the game on its head could be interesting. But they've just got so many teenagers in their side, Foz, and it's great for the future of the club. But you look there, Freeland's, he's only in grade 11. You've got Harris the same. Jack Morrison's in grade 10. Chase Oliver the same. Munting. These are boys that are under 16, let alone 17, let alone under 18. So Brendan Taylor there, obviously the experienced one. We know that he can kick goals. Lockie Taylor, another 18-year-old, comes back into the side today. And you look at Seb Page and Ollie Alexander, you're thinking, gee whiz, they're going to be the boys that are going to be experienced in their back line, but they're only 18 and 19 years respectively as well.
Just quickly, Tony Webb down there. Good afternoon, Tony. I think you witnessed the toss.
I did, and South Launceston won the toss and are kicking to the town end of the ground.
Thank you, Tony. So I suppose that if you're the underdog in the game, getting that breeze advantage first up, Macca, a chance to get some scoreboard pressure.
That's it. And just before we bounce the ball here, Foz, half-time over at UTAS. The East Coast Swans, they're 2-4-16. They trail Perth 5-5-35.
And during half-time, we'll go through all the scores. We'll keep you up to date. There's been some big games here already today, but we're about to get underway here in the 2025 preliminary final. Here's Matthew McGee for City Park Radio Sport.
So Dylan Farquhar up against Freeland, who jumps early and gets it down. Hines starts in the middle. He overruns the footy. South Launceston get it going their way, but Hines gets it back. Here's Pulfreman. He'll look to run. If it bounces for him, it doesn't. Freeland gets it on the outside there to his teammate in Tom Foon off half-back. Can't get a good kick away, and it's in the middle of the ground. Farquhar comes through. Busy. There's Lucas Wooden, one of the better players in the state. Look forward to his game today, Foz.
Yep.
Pulfreman by hands, but they steal it. Graham over the top. Wicks. Here they come now. South Launceston inside 50 for Dave Gruber. They get the ball up. Chase Oliver. He contests. Comes down the front. They've got to hold it in. There's Lee, and he does that. Matt Lee in the umpire circles. It's going to be holding the footy. It's going to be holding the footy. It's a free kick to Lee. 20 metres out directly in front of goal, and Zach Morris gets up and shakes the head. But he did. He sat on the footy, Foz, and I think it was probably there. In fact, it's not Morris, Foz.
So Oliver Atkins.
Yep. Oliver Atkins it is. So good start, the Dogs off half-back. Use the ball well. The youngsters combined.
What a great year Matthew Lee's had, Macca.
Matthew Lee, how many goals, Fozzle?
53.
53. Yeah, look, he just does it every game. There's not too much between his best and worst. He just keeps going. Awkward kicking style, but normally pretty good in terms of accuracy. Let's see what happens. Lee, 25 metres out when he'll kick it. He drops the ball and he puts the fist to the sky. The Dogs are on the board, Dave Moore.
They are indeed, Macca. Yeah, good goal there. Good tackling pressure by the forward line. And Matthew Lee, we saw him almost single-handedly win the game against Longford a few weeks ago. He's really stood up in the last quarter and kicked a number of goals. And, it's an important one. We talk about that breeze advantage. And if they can get a few goals in front, they can put some pressure on the Blues and win their way into a grand final. Wouldn't that be a fairy tale for South Launceston? So, first goal of the game, Matthew Lee, number 4. And just to mention earlier score here, just a moment ago, Launceston 4-1-25 defeated Deloraine 2-5-17 in the women's. So it's Launceston versus South Macca next week in the under-18s, the reserves and the women's grand final.
North Launceston await in the men. So there they go again. Farquhar to Pulfreman, back to Farquhar. He's got Hines on. They put pressure on him. Does Graham. Good match up that one. Connell McCormack coming off the wing. He's taken high by Graham. It's going to be a free kick. McCormack comes out wide to a running Morris. Play on, inside 50. Ben Hyde, always dangerous. Foon does well coming through, taps the ball on and then follows up a tackle. Gillo. The umpire says, I'll have it.
Another big in that we didn't talk about in our intro, Mac, is Tina McCormack.
Yeah, come back into the side today. Yeah, had a couple of weeks with a lower leg injury. So not only being able to play forward or defence, but also that ruck chop out.
McCormack wins the ruck. Tap this time to Gillow. He's tackled immediately, holding the ball. Umpire says you had prior opportunity, Bailey Gillow. So Tom Graham, the on ball up for South Launceston, takes the free kick. Twirls the yellow Sharon in his hands. Invited out a play on. Long penetrating kick to centre wing. Off hands taken by Jaden Hines. He's tackled from behind. Has to release it. He's holding the ball as well. So 3 tackles in the first few minutes here to South Launceston. Kruger now kicks towards half forward. Off hands of Morris. Lucas is tackled. Wooten's got it now. Weaves through traffic to Jaden Hines. He waits on a handball. Gets it now to Connor McCormack. Little chip kick to half forward. Gillow and Graham. Flying from behind now is Alexander. He dumps it over the boundary line. About 70 metres out from the Blues goal. 1 goal straight, South Launceston. Launceston yet to score. Umpires today, Tim Brown, Ryan Gregson and Jacob Anderson. Officiating this really important game here at Windsor Park. Great tap, Farquhar to Hines. Launches inside 50 to Hyatt. Little spoil there, little hand in there from Max Matthews, the number 93 there, inclusion today. Saw the ball out of play. He's a promising youngster too, Macca.
Yeah, he is. He's played seniors this year. Great athlete, of course, the son of Jason Matthews, the former North Launceston and St Pat's Old Boys player. Terrific runner, excellent athlete, just goes hard all day. Looks to have the match-up on Hyatt. Boundary throw in. Tina McCormack lays it down. Good pressure, the Dogs. This time a good tackle there from South Launceston player Logan Smith. It's going to be a throw up. McCormack. Freeland. McCormack just lays it down in front of his brother Connell. Bailey Gillow. Up and under kick. Has it gone the 15? We'll soon see. Yes, it has. Lenny Faulkner takes the mark. I'd say beyond his distance, especially with that breeze. He gives the hand off to Morris, who ran past from half back. Ollie Goodcock Davis got dispatched there in the marking contest. It falls down the front. Jeffries was set upon. Umpire says, I'll have it. So you talk about what does South need, Foz. This pressure is what they need. And the pressure on the footy has been excellent early. So ball up, 10 metres out from the Launceston goal. They go to the river end of the ground here at Windsor Park. Preliminary final action. Matthews on the outside. Little fumble in front of the can bar. Well populated here today. As I mentioned, the car park was full. They were turning people and cars away. They had to park away from the ground. So great for the NTFA with other big grand finals on over the river at UTAS. McCormack. Wooten. Another clearance for him. Wilkinson. Took a little bit of time. He's caught. Gets a handball away. Freeland's beset upon. Umpire circles another repeat stoppage here inside 50 for Launceston.
In the reserves today, it was Launceston 12-7-79, defeated North Launceston 8-10-58. From the ball up, straight to Gillow with the tap. Gillow kicks it out of bounds on the full in front of that can bar that, as Macca said, is quite well populated. In the under 18s earlier, it was Launceston 13-4-82, defeated Old Scotch 2-6-18. So a big day so far for the Blues here. Their home ground at Windsor Park. They won their way into 3 grand finals, all against South Launceston. Little kick comes out. Taken by Logan Smith. The ball bounces the umpire. Has to kick a torpedo up the wing. Gets good distance with the breeze. But over the back, doing well there is Seth Pfeiffer. Takes the dress mark. Pfeiffer on the left foot. Chips it to Palfreyman. Wearing the same yellow boots, the lime green boots that Lucas Wooten's wearing today. Like when players do that sort of thing. Easy to identify. Kick up towards half forward. Off the hands there of Morris. Gillow sees it over and out of bounds. In front of one of our sponsors there, Brew Coffee Hut. In fact, it was out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Holt. So Holt, the short kick, risky. Taken there by Wicks. Nice kick along the wing. But back there again is Atkins. So they're doing well across half back at the moment. Launceston chips it, finds Wilkinson.
Wilkinson, another mark for him. Just outside 50, right on it there. Tough one for Grooves. Does he put it down or not? It's Jeffries, left foot, top of the square. Woodcock Davis 2-on-1. South Lonnie's favour, and Ollie Alexander sees it through. So another behind. Launceston, one behind, is it, Foz?
Yes.
South Launceston, 1 goal.
Yes, we have to use my computer to do the scoring today because we just haven't got vision of the scoreboard here, so hopefully keep it up to date. Grooves is my backup there as well. Woodcock Davis, long out of defence. Conway's there off his hands. Over the back, there's Pfeiffer once again. He's happy to see it over the boundary line. Doesn't go, though. Lovely handball there from Lee. Releases a teammate in Chase Oliver. He's tackled by Pfeiffer. And another kick there to Pfeiffer. Play on advantage. Over the head of Conway. This way, that away on the boundary is Palfreyman. His kick is semi-smothered. Goes back in again, Palfreyman. So back to Morris. Palfreyman's got again, swinging a tackle. Handball towards the boundary line. Conway bursts through. Inside out kick. Not great. There from Plunkett. And South Launceston will come away here through Morrison.
Morrison usually uses the ball well. He did so, just landed on his feet there though, and they get the ball going. South Launceston.
Kruger.
Inside 50. They're away here now.
It's Kruger, not on our list, sorry, Macca.
Kruger. Fozzie, you haven't done your homework. What's
No.
going on? Another late change, was there?
Not sure, I might have missed him.
We'll get that. Let's see how we go. The captain of the commentary team, Kruger. He didn't get the ball. It's now gone outside the 50. Here's Hines, 2-on-1. Connor McCormack. Hines goes himself. Woodcock Davis dives again. He loves that move. In front of South Lonnie here and Logan Smith. Pressure on. Got to make the most of those inside 50s, the Dogs, if they want to press here. And it comes back to the centre of the ground. So the ball went in. Kruger wasn't able to get on the end of it. He had a mountain of space in front of him. It's back on centre wing. Throwing the ball up. Freeland, that's what he has to do. Jump over the top with his athleticism. Sitting on the ball there was Wooten. South Lonnie looked for holding the footy. Umpire said play on. You heard the ball hit the hands. Play on here now. Presnell. Cale Fraser comes through for the Dogs. Morrison kicks the ball really nice in front of Lucas. Inside 50, the youngster in Oliver. It doesn't bounce for him, and here's Jaden Hines. One bounce.
Off half back, kicks towards the wing, near towards Farquhar, who takes it on his chest. Defensive side of the wing. So even tussle early on, that early goal to Lee sees the Bulldogs in front by 5 points. But they do have the breeze. Farquhar gets good distance into that breeze. It holds up now. From behind, they thump it away. Falls to the front to Morrison. Kicks around the corner straight away. The direction of Oliver, who meets the footy. Morris there bursts through, takes the yellow Sharon and kicks it towards half forward. Hines with a sit. Good spot from behind though by Page. Falls to the front. Gillow this way, that away. Back to Connor McCormack. His short kick finds Hines. Hines now gets to 45 on the left foot. Snaps for goal. Always near side. Bounces through for one behind.
Some early clearance figures there, Dave Gruber.
Yeah, well, Launceston on top of the clearance is 7-1.
Yeah.
And 4 inside 50s to 3.
Yep. Yeah, I just thought they were probably just on
they've
top.
been
That's an
really
excellent kick from Woodcock Davis down the centre of the ground and finds Foon. Goes over the top to Morrison. He's going to be a player, this boy, Foz.
Yep.
Top of the 50, inside 50 with that breeze. Here's Lee. He's on the bike. He's got a couple of metres. Oh, it doesn't bounce. It bounces on its end up in the sky when Lee looked to just be running into goal. It's been rushed through. There's that oval footy, Foz.
Yeah,
It bounced high on its end, didn't it?
It bounced perfectly for Harrison Millwood,
Oh.
who was trailing Lee, but it just jumped up and Millwood was out to see it through for behind.
I love this matchup down here. Hines on Page. I'll stir and Seb up at school all week. He needs to take the great man in Hines, and looks like he has. But Hines gets it right on the half back at this stage. Goes across the ground, pressure on Gillow. Goes by hands on the outside, twisting and weaving the Lonnie Blues. No real clear kick. It's a one-on-one forward of the footy. And the South Launceston player does well. Here is Morrison again. Page will step inside. He'll go to the 50. Not a great kick. He kicks it to his opponent in Jake Hines. He'll just try and settle with that excellent left foot. And on the outside there, he finds Sullivan into the team today. Kicks it to one of his old school teammates in Cale Fraser. So Fraser for the Dogs. Intercept mark. On centre wing, umpire said 50.
Okay, what for, Macca? I didn't see it.
Angus Jeffries ran too close to the player with the ball. Protected zone, Dave Moore.
Okay.
He ran across to get his opponent, but he wasn't following his opponent. So therefore it is 50 metre. And Cale Fraser will kick from 25 metres out, pretty much directly in front. Breeze at his back. This will be a good start for the Dogs. 12 points the lead to Perth over at UTAS Stadium. So here's Fraser looking for the second goal for the Dogs. He skips. He comes down to the city end of the ground and he misses. They're the ones they need, Dave Moore.
Yes, they really
Not a
need to
great
be.
miss that. Not a great one. You get a bonus 50. It's not the one you want to miss.
Need to be 3 or 4 goals up, I think, to take advantage of this stiff breeze. Kicking to the town end. There's Jaden Hines out of defence. It holds up. Connor McCormack flies, as does Tierna McCormack. 2 brothers there. They can't take the mark. It'll be a ball up.
Talk about goal kickers, Foz. One of the greats of the modern era I'm hearing in the VFL, Luke Bruce for Box Hill, has done the knee today.
Very sad.
So end of the career there.
Yeah, it comes out now to Graham. Sideways kick, smart kick. Good spoil there from Millwood. Spills low towards Kruger. Tackle late on behind there by Lee. Still a loose footy. Play on, I think, to advantage, is it? Or is it South Launceston free kick?
Dumping tackle, Dave Moore.
It's going back to Jack Morrison.
He started well, young Jack Morrison, hasn't he?
Wearing some sort of protective thing on his nose, maybe there.
Yeah, just above the right eye, maybe?
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think he suffered a knock a couple of weeks ago, I think.
He's probably gone in with that on Dave. Yep, nothing from today.
Jack Morrison, the youngster. Impressive. Crosses 50. Kicks to the town end. Umpire moves, but I was going to say it was a goal. It must have been pretty close. But he signals a behind. Won't be easy to kick goals at that end. It's fading away to the right a fair bit. The breeze is blowing towards that forward pocket. See the snowy riverside in the background billowing. Out now to Plunkett back in the side today. Boy from Scott Jakeburn College. He goes sideways. Off the hands of Alexander. Fraser gets it now here to Freeland. Chase Oliver wasn't watching as he tried to handball it to him. Wilkinson working back now to Jeffries, back to Wilkinson. And they'll escape here from defence the Blues.
Holferman. Ollie Alexander's got to come up, put pressure on the foot. He does a pretty good job. Well done to Tommy Graham on Holferman, who passes the ball out of bounds. The umpire looked to, maybe the players were looking for a incorrect out of bounds, but it wasn't. Boundary throwing just left of us here at the commentary box. Thank you for joining us today on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5, and also via the live stream on YouTube if that's the way you're taking this game today. Farquhar, Jeffries, he goes straight to the boundary. That has to be umpire.
Insufficient intent.
Yes, and we see that the whisper is that the AFL will go for that rule next year, Dave.
Yep.
Which is
Between
basically
the arcs.
which is basically what they play now. Here's Lockie Taylor. Here's Lockie Taylor into the side today from the under-18s.
Son of
the great Anthony Taylor, premiership coach down here at Windsor Park, now up at South Launceston. Taylor, nice kick. Oliver. No, it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to come back here to Thomas Munting. So Munting, they've got some high numbers, these under-18 boys for South Lonnie. He goes short and finds Holt. He's told to play on. He's down after the play.
Downfield, Maggot.
It was Lucas Wooden. He disposed of him, and it's going to be a downfield free kick. I think it might be Farrelly. He's going to get the kick.
Correct.
So Lucas Wooden is a little bit keen to put the pressure on after he kicked it. And it's going to be another one. So South Launceston, they've missed 3, or missed 2 in particular, one off the hands. So 1-3-9, 2 behinds. They need to take this. They got a 50-metre penalty before and missed it. So here's Farrelly. He's about 30 metres out. He crosses the 50 now. Hunter Farrelly. He starts at left. It's going to struggle to stay there, and it doesn't. Farrelly thought he might have kicked it, but the umpire said no. It was close to that goalpost the whole time, and through for another behind. 1-4-10. The Dogs lead Launceston 2 behinds.
Morris from full back got himself under a bit of pressure. Coughs it up to Farrelly. Second shot in 10 seconds. It's straight to the goal square to Jaden Hines. Has been pretty good back there. Releases the kick in the Farquhar direction. Has to come from behind and be a spoiler. Freeland knocks it forward close to the boundary line. They try and keep it in. The Bulldogs. Eventually it's over and out of bounds. They want on the full. But
Aussie,
a throw in.
Zach Morris has come up really sore out of that contest with Farrelly.
Slow to get up. Holding his head.
Yeah, if it's the head, that could be season done. He pushes the trainer away.
Yep, he's back up and about.
I don't know what the doctors and that do in this level of football, Foz, but someone will maybe give him a check.
Bounty thrown, Pfeiffer beautifully to Hyatt. Chain of handballs. They work it out here. Once again through Hyatt. Kick out aside defensive 50 off hands. Tom Graham though at the spillage. Give and get there with his teammate and Matthews. Kick to half forward. Farrelly lays a tackle on Atkins. He gets away to Sullivan. Sullivan handballs back on the bounce. Oh, Morris is tackled. He's holding the ball. The tackling pressure in the Bulldogs, Macca, has been excellent.
What other tackles, Dave Gruber? Do tackles?
No, we don't do tackles.
You don't do tackles, Dave
Under
Gruber.
pressure there, Macca. Come on.
No, sorry.
I'll get you to give us some other stats here in a second.
Sure, last stats.
Kick goes in towards goal. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Come on, David.
Give us the inside 50s while you got the microphone.
Yeah, come on, Bruce.
Inside 50, we've got 8-4 South Launceston's way. And, clearances Launceston up to 9 to South Launceston 2.
Okay, so they're winning it around the contest a little bit, Launceston here. Pfeiffer again, who's had a lot of kicks in this first quarter. Up here towards Faulkner. Gee, that's a good mark, Lenny Faulkner. Play on those, says the umpire. Gee, I'm not as close as the umpire, but I thought that was a mark, and so did Lenny as he handballs it, or hands it back to the umpire. But we've got a ball up, 55 out from South's goal. Freeland in the ruck. Spills to Jake Hines. Backwards to Hyatt. Kicks it outside, defensive 50. Tackled there from behind was Matthews. Now we've got another ball up. Attacking side of the wing.
For South Launceston, when you've got a young side, it's how long can you do this for? How long against the wind can you come again in the second quarter and put the pressure on over and over again? That's what we need to keep our eye on. Free kick goes to Freeland in the ruck. Talk about free kicks in a moment, Dave. Comes down here now to Holt. He can't get it. Fraser twists and turns like he does. Gives it back to Holt. Up against the boundary. Inside 50, hit up, mark.
Kruger, I think, Macca.
Fozzie's boy, Kruger.
Assist from Lucas. He's been a busy player.
So Kruger, he's got the ball. He'll have to get it out to that right-hand goal post from about 40 metres. Wind going to the city end. He gets it on the wind and he gets it over the goal umpire's head. Well, it didn't take long, did he? Kruger, let's call him Freddie. Freddie kicks a goal, and another one for the Dogs. They've started well. 2-4-16, South Launceston in this preliminary final. Lead Launceston 2 behinds. Remembering, for those of you that aren't at the ground, that there is a breeze towards that city end. 3 to 4 goals at least. And South Launceston have it. And they've started well, the young Dogs.
Yeah, Nick Kruger, nice shot on goal there. He has an interesting kicking style. It reminds me of James Manson back in the day. But it's effective. Seen him kick quite a number of goals this year. So Kruger, the assist there from Lucas, who lowered the eyes, hit up the number 28, and it's the second goal there to South Launceston. 2-4-16. The Blues 2 behinds, 2 points. Back in the centre of Windsor Park. From the tap, Freeland might have won that one. Sharkdo by Wooten just cruises away from the contest. Inside 50, Tina McCormack got his hands to it, couldn't take the mark. From the spill, here's Ben Hyatt. Close quarters to Archie Wilkinson. On the boundary line to Connell McCormack. Centering footy, Jake Hines. A bit of a mismatch there, I think. One grab, couldn't take the second. He's up against Morrison. Too much strength? No, good tackle by Morrison. Could have been rewarded. Spills now. Wheeler. Back to Jake Hines to the goal square. Thumped through there by Lachlan Taylor.
That is amazing from the 16-year-old Morrison. I thought Hines had him beat on every occasion. Just got a little hand in against the bigger, stronger body. And then delayed the tackle as well. And they get away with it, the Dogs. Woodcock Davis finds Holt. Been busy for the Dogs, the Holt. He'll go short to Page on the 50-metre. Defensive end. Another one for the Dogs would be really good for them. Munting, lead up. Nice delivery and nice mark on the chest from Munting. Defensive back of the square. It goes with that breeze. It gets on the run. Conway comes out and says, "Get out of my way," the big Ethan Conway. And he does so. Tucked away there now is Morris. Seems okay after that hit before. And it goes out of bounds, just off the knee, as said by the boundary umpire in front of the South Launceston interchange box. So good start from the Dogs. It's just going to be whether they can stop that wind onslaught of Launceston in the second quarter. What have we had going, Fozzle, on the time clock?
About 21 minutes.
Okay, so a little bit of time left. Munting on the outside. Looks for his forwarding. Kruger. Can't get it. But it's going to go through. No, it hasn't.
That would have been one of the goals of the year there from Lee.
He's having a look, isn't he?
Behind post, 2-5-17, South Launceston. Launceston 3 behinds. Comes out now to Jeffries. Jeffries is going to go sideways here. There's a player in the pocket in Morris. He's had a bit of it in this first quarter. Morris now. Low kick. Might find its way to Wootton. No, it's intercepted there by Morrison. Carl Fraser inside 50. Hits up Lee. Yes, touch off the boot. No mark. Now Plunkett has it. His handball's going to go straight to Chase Oliver. He handballs to Lee on the boundary line. Nearly kicked a miracle goal a moment ago. This is a poor kick, though. That lands there with Presnell in the back pocket. So Presnell goes across ground to Conway, who marks in the back pocket. Goes to that was Jaden Hines, but in getting in the way there was Wicks, who takes a mark. Held on to it long enough, said the umpire. With the breeze, he may be able to get the distance here. Young Brad Wicks has debuted this season for the Bulldogs. Kicking to the town end, gets a bit more distance, sets it up. Conway's there, drops the chest mark. Still a chance for the Bulldogs. But getting it is Presnell. He kicks outside defensive 50. Good spoil from behind there by Freeland. Falls though to Palfreyman. Gets around Wicks pretty easy. Takes one bounce, takes two. Then measures the kick, although well done by Tom Foon there. He got the left arm in and smothered the ball out of bounds.
They've been really good behind the footy, haven't they, the Dogs? With Woodcock Davis, the general back there with those long arms.
A lot of good pressure acts, to use the common parlance.
It's tightened up over at UTAS Stadium, Foz. 5-6 East Coast, Perth 5-8. 2 points the difference. Perth in front. Boundary throw in. Just forward to centre wing, South line the end. Here's Wootton again, another clearance for him. Goes short. This is Sullivan. Sullivan, former North Launceston player. Come over to Windsor Park, played seniors earlier in the year. He goes to Palfreyman under a little bit of pressure. Oh, it's a good mark in the end there for Launceston through Lenny Faulkner. Seen him have his hands on the ball a few times this quarter. He'll go short with a nice kick. Nearly cut off, it wasn't. Now comes through inside 50, Oliver Atkins. Woodcock Davis with that fist again. Where's it going to bounce? Alexander falls over. Below the knees. It's going to be a free kick.
Against Plunkett.
Against Plunkett to Alexander. This comes up a little bit ginger as well. Goes sideways to Taylor. Taylor will look down the line. Up and under kick. Munting's going to have to go if it's not him. He got the ball in the end, did Munting. He sits on the footy. Umpire says you've sat on it too much and it's going to be a free kick. Now, you boys, there were 77 free kicks last week at Youngtown. I know the conditions weren't great, but goodness gracious.
Wheeler launches inside 50. Can they take a big grab here, Launceston? Off hands. There's a kick off the ground. Into kicked it, but Lenny Faulkner.
Missed it.
Oh, he had an opportunity there. And then an air swing on the footy with the left foot. And it's through for a rush behind.
I just hope they let the players play, Dave.
Yes, sorry, back to your point, Macca.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
4 behinds to 2-5-17. So the Bulldogs by 13 points with the breeze. Quarter number 1 here at Windsor Park. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals' knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. On the wing now. Tapped by Wicks straight to Farquhar. His little handball goes to Connor McCormack. Kicks under pressure towards half forward. Lenny Faulkner again.
Been
Takes
really
a
busy, hasn't he?
Grab, yep.
Really busy, Lenny Faulkner.
He's finishing the season well.
Yeah, missed his spot in the senior side. Come back. I don't know if he had an injury or what, but I saw him play in the TSL. Oh, no.
We wrapped him up, but he's kicked it out of bounds on the floor.
Oh, Leonard.
Off the side of the boot. So free kick in the back line here to Wicks.
That's gone sideways.
Brad
That breeze
Wicks.
is hard though, Foz, I think.
It is. Brad Wicks underneath the light tower here in front of us. Invited now to play on. Lovely drop punch to the wing. They'll fly, and that's a lovely mark to Chase Oliver. That's what we know him for, the youngster. He's going to go long. He has a one-on-one.
No.
It's too short, though. Morris was going to mark that every day of the week.
Is it Kruger? Kruger
Yes.
just wanted it the other side of the ground, but he had to come to the football, did Kruger?
Absolutely. Half volley there to Connor McCormack. And into the centre of the ground, and it'll be a ball up.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they've just got
I
to,
agree with you, Macca.
I think they've just got to play and go a little bit quicker. South Launceston, we saw them get over the top a couple of times. Remember, they do have the breeze, so they've got to be attacking while they can be. Coming out of the stoppage for Launceston there was Jesse Price, a late in today. Ollie Alexander up against Plunkett. Plunkett does well. Not a great kick, but good enough to Wooden, who shows him the footy. A little bit of smell cow there from Lucas Wooden, and he finds Sullivan in the middle. He goes across here to Hines, Juicy Hines, top of the 50, goes to his brother in Jake Hines. So Hines to Hines, and Jake Hines, just too big and strong in the end there for Logan Smith, and he takes the mark, 15 metres out from the Launceston's goal.
Just gives them so much run, doesn't he, Jaden Hines, from behind the footy?
He's a good player. There is the siren, so crucial shot at goal here. They haven't kicked a goal yet in this quarter. 4 behinds do Launceston have. So Jake Hines, we mentioned before, 72 for the season. He kicks, and he kicks a goal. So that's a crucial one. 1-4-10 Launceston now. 2-5-17 South Launceston at quarter time.
Goal kickers, Macca.
I've got no idea, Dave Moore. Matthew Lee has one. That was for South Launceston.
And Nick Kruger.
And Nick Kruger. That's right. You didn't put him on the sheet. There he is. And there, that goal then to the coach in Jake Hines with the single. So 2-1.
The low-scoring quarterback, what do you make of that?
Well, I think South Launceston probably would have liked another couple. They had a couple of opportunities. The ball ran there in front of Lee. It bounced up over his head. That last one there would have been a great goal. They had a couple of set shot misses. So if that was like, 4-3 or 5-2 rather than 2-5, I think they'd be right in it. I just worry with Launceston's run and their forwards this quarter, if they use the win well, South Lonnie are going to have to play a couple off the defensive back of the square just to try and really slow the game down a little bit, because that breeze is significant.
Quarter time stats, Mr. David Gruber.
Hit-outs, Launceston 12 to South Launceston 5. Clearances, Launceston 13 to South Launceston 3. Inside 50s, Launceston 8, South Launceston 11. Marks inside 50, Launceston 3, South Launceston 2. Intercept marks, Launceston 5, South Launceston 3. And free kicks, Launceston 3 and South Launceston 12.
Okay, so 12-3 with the free kicks. I'm looking there, Macca, at the 12 hit-outs to 5 and the 13 clearances to 3. Dylan Farquhar has really developed as a ruckman playing at this higher level this year, hasn't he?
Oh, look, he has. We saw him, as a student at school, Fozzie, he was a big sort of blubbery kid who hadn't really matured, and then he just stripped his weight off and he became a really good player at Bridgenorth, and now he's here at Launceston Footy Club, and it was more a forward as a junior, and then because his fitness grew, he was able to play that ruck role, and it just allows them to have Tinder McCormack playing other roles, and Wilkinson and anyone else that's tall that they don't need to put in the ruck. So very important player for him. But look, Freeland, he's a youngster. He's jumping, he's athletic. He doesn't normally play, as a ruckman as such. He's only, he's more a basketballer than a footballer. Just started to take his football more seriously. For Ollie Freeland. So, look, it hasn't been too bad. I just think South London probably missed a couple of goals that would have been nice for them to kick.
17 plays 10. Bulldogs in front at quarter time. We'll take a short break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll hear from the boys on the boundary. This quarter time break is brought to you by our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks for you at the game today. And you can find them over there near the Launceston Club Rooms. They do a great service around footy venues in northern Tasmania. And just to look at a couple of earlier scores here today in the women's competition, it was Launceston 4-1-25. They only kicked one goal after quarter time, but they were too strong for Deloraine in the end, who kicked 2-5-17. They kicked a couple of goals in the last quarter, but an 8-point win to Launceston. They are now up against South Launceston in the grand final next week. In the under-18s today, it was Launceston 13-4-82. Defeated Old Scotch 2-6-18. Launceston will play South Launceston next week. Okay, I might break off there, just looking down the ground. And Chris Sayer, you've been at the Bulldogs huddle.
Yes, Grant Holt addressed his players. Very happy with the quarter, of course. Great tackle pressure. He called the tackle pressure elite, which is a good way to describe it. Very happy with Jack Morrison. Big tick on the board for Jack Morrison. And he said we can still score against the Breeze on this ground. So very happy with that quarter. Here's Tony.
Yeah, hi. Jake wasn't overly happy about things. He felt that the mids weren't really putting the two-way pressure on that they want them to do. So he's called with that. He feels that Launceston can go up 2 or 3 gears from here. He also says that you need to change lanes, but you're only going through the 2 to 3 gears, and they want more tackles. Their target's 22. They reckon they only had 18, so he wants that to lift as well. And in the first 5 minutes, he's asking for a huge effort and calling for a greater distribution of effort, because he said there's only about 5 or 6 had a real go in that quarter. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they go from here.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Chris. Mackie, got some individual stats there from the boys. Damien Donnelly and Darren Lovell.
Yeah, so Zach Morris with 13 off that half-back, just controlling 3 marks. Brodie Pole from an 11, and Jake Hines with 10, Jaden Hyde's 9, and McCormack Connell with 8, and Wooten with 6 were the major possession winners.
Just quickly, Mackie, when Jake Hines asked for more two-way pressure for our listeners and viewers, what is he talking about there?
Well, both ways, isn't it?
Yes.
Forward line pressure when the ball goes in, and defensive pressure on the other end when the ball goes defensively. Just two-way running. It's hard, especially when you're running against the wind for half of it. But just pressure all over. I think the tackles were South Launceston's way, 28-19. So lots of pressure on the footy from the young dogs. The ball goes up, comes back down in the centre circle, another ball up. So underway here in the second quarter. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. It's a nice palm down by Farquhar. Wooten gets the tackle. Here's Farrelly outside of the boot. They've got to go round Morris, and they do so. Here's Lee. He twists on the 50-cent piece coming up. Nice mark, Chase Oliver. So Chase Oliver, he's a big kid, isn't he? Chase Oliver, he takes a good clunk. He's going to have a shot from goal, probably 40 out into the breeze. Don't know too much about his length of kick, Foz.
Just quickly, the boys, if you could check a jumper change there, I reckon Seth Pfeiffer is now 13, not 11 after that quarter-time break. Check on that one.
So Chase Oliver, this will be a great one against the wind if he can get it for the Dogs. He's got the distance, he's got the accuracy. No, he doesn't, just goes to the left at the last minute. And it's a point for him.
2-6-18 South Launceston. Launceston 1-4-10. That would have been a really handy goal into the breeze if he could have kicked it. So from fullback now, Zach Morris, a 13 possession first quarter. Kicks well outside defensive 50 in the Farquhar direction. Got his hands to it. Couldn't take the grab. Spillage. Comes out. Working hard there. This way, that way is Faulkner. Gets support from Conway. Conway long down the wing, but in the front position is Tom Graham, who takes the mark. Switches play now to Page. He has some runners. Decides to kick straight away. Nicely done. Here to Farrelly. Farrelly ducks back inside. Kicks to half forward. Good spot from behind by Wooten. He tracks the footy. Picks it up. Handball just goes as far as Taylor, though. That's Brendan Taylor. Round the corner, kick again to half forward. Morris with a big punch. Taylor, kick smothered. Falls Lucas. He might have got one high. Yes, he did, says the umpire. So Sam Lucas, good first quarter. Too far out to score into the breeze, you'd think. Sets it up. Has some tall timber in the forward line. One grab, two. Kruger couldn't take it. Sweeping handball. Jake Hines gets it to Morris.
Morris snaps it outside 50. Freeland does well. It falls in the laps of Graham. He was going to go inboard. He does now. Max Matthews kicks it to about 20 metres out on the angle. Front of the can bar here at Windsor Park, and it goes out of bounds. Score at three-quarter time over at UTAS Stadium. It's the East Coast Swans now by 4 points, Foz. Terrific game over there. 49-45 at three-quarter time.
What do you make of Jake Hines' role, Mac? Like, we see him on the ball at the moment. He's playing forward. He's coach. He does as he
wants and as he needs, Foz. You put your best players where they need to be, and he'll push forward when he needs a rest and become really dangerous there. So I think around the footy, he's best, and then forward when they get in control. Here's Taylor, Brendan Taylor, sweeping handball to Page. Page inside 50. Chase Oliver falls over, and Ethan Conway will take the mark.
Conway from defence. Out here towards Conor McCormack, who's had a busy game so far.
Yeah, good eight possessions in the first.
Kicks the long 45 kick to the centre. Oh, big fly from behind there by Tom Foon. Unrealistic attempt, says the umpire. They're going to play advantage now to Bailey Gillow. So inside 50. Front position there is Woodcock Davis. They look alike back there, Woodcock Davis and Alexander, but it was Woodcock Davis.
Yeah, it was really good really good positioning from Woodcock Davis. He just had the right spot there on Wilkinson. Just looking for a deliberate out of bounds against Woodcock Davis, but not coming.
Press for time, but that kick from Page in the Oliver direction just didn't quite measure it, did he?
No, they just need a bit more competitiveness up there to get the ball to ground and not let Launceston outmark them. Intercept marks already, groups. Couple, at least.
This quarter,
yeah.
The one each.
Yeah, one each, okay.
Out it comes. Tackle laid there by Hyatt. Now tackle laid there by Lockie Harris, quite first quarter. We're on attacking 50. So the Bulldogs have started this quarter well. Had a fair bit of time in there attacking 50. Goals into the breeze are going to be like gold today. Tom Foon clears it out of defence.
Tom Foon up the line, another near intercept mark to Conway. Chase Oliver goes down in front. Umpire said you threw yourself forward. They got no one in front of the footy here, the Dogs.
Kruger.
But it's enough. It's Kruger. He's set upon by Morris, holding the footy. Well, that was hot, wasn't it? Zach Morris dominating this game from behind the ball. He finds Gillow. So Gillow, see he turned it on with that terrific left foot, and there's McCormack, the big fella in Tiernan. So Tiernan, 60 metres out from the Launceston goal with the breeze. Here's Hines.
Push
out. Yep, it is a push out.
Might have been against Wilkinson, Macca.
Okay, but I didn't think Hines actually did too much. So it's going to be a free kick. It's a South Launceston's way to Logan Smith, who finds his teammate there Farrelly on his way out. Ollie Alexander in the long sleeves. Takes the mark just defensive side of centre wing. Alexander up the line. Oliver's going to have to go. He gets the ball, does the youngster in Oliver. Morris tackles him. And it's a good stoppage on centre wing for the Dogs. So they're working hard here, South Launceston. The umpire's hurt himself, Foz. Keep an eye on that.
Ooh, okay.
He's come up. I don't know what he's done. Oh.
From the ball up. Bouncing footy, shepherding in the ruck. Going against Farquhar. Going the way there of Oliver Freeland.
He's done a calf or an Achilles here.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that as he goes the 45 kick to Tom Graham. Now Tom Graham has to play on. Wormburner, Hunter Farrelly direction. Past him. Conway does well. Boots out of defence. Over the head there of Matthews. Contested footy now. Conor McCormack, big first quarter. Handballs over the top. Jake Hines tries to strike a tackle, can't do so. Back to Alexander. Little tap on to Tommy Graham. His handball now good to Freeland. Goes back into traffic. His kick under pressure there for Farrelly and manages to get it towards Tom Graham, who's racking up possessions in this second quarter. Inside to Oliver. Got his hands to it. Roving the back there is 5 from that jumper change. Over to Polferman, now by hand to Jaden Hines.
Jaden Hines out on the far wing towards the interchange area. Jeffries, he plays that wing role well. Does Angus Jeffries. Gives them real excitement. He gives it back to Hyde, who kicks into the back of Wicks, and the ball goes out of bounds off the back.
Goes about his business very well, young Wicks.
Yes.
He's debuted this year and really fit into the senior team very well.
And I just noticed something there, Foz. I'll wait until the next ball up and I'll get something to you. So boundary throw in. Goes with the breeze, does a boundary throw in. Cale Fraser, defensive side of the stoppage. It's not going to get to him. Conor McCormack to Wooden. Wooden shows the footy again. He's gone.
Logan Smith.
I noticed the runner for Launceston, Foz, or one of the runners for Launceston, Ari Schoenmaker.
Okay.
So Ari, know what his contract.
He was at the game last week too.
Yes, what the contract situation is, or whether he knows yet. He's out of
Smothered there
contract.
by Wooten, sorry, Macca.
No.
It's from the kick in by Logan Smith. It's going to be a ball up. It emerges now. Kick to the face, a goal. I hope it's not a goal because I didn't see who kicked it. But bouncing through, still in play, in fact. Over the top, Foon. Back to Woodcock Davis to Foon. Handball not great, puts his teammate under all sorts of pressure. They tap it sideways there. That was Taylor. Now Bailey Glow can run onto it. Can't get the handle. Still in the goal square. Surely they force it through South Launceston. In the end, they do. One behind. So first score for a while. 1-5-11. The Blues 2-6-18. South Launceston. So a low-scoring scrap, Macca.
Yeah, it is. The wind's not making it easy, but there's a blood rule. Someone's got to go off.
It'll be Wooten, I think. Macca is heading off the ground.
Yep. Just trying to find the score from down south and also the northwest FOS for our listeners. Finals going all on around the state. It's Ulverston against Wynyard, and Ulverston lead by a goal up at Burnie by the looks. So close one there in the preliminary final. The winner to go on and play against Devonport.
So Wooten off the ground. As the short kick comes out to Farrelly. Seems to be playing a bit more of an on-ball role, Macca. We saw him in his younger years as mainly crumbing forward.
Yeah, he hasn't had a real lot of goals this year.
No.
We've seen him kick fives and that at times.
He's developing into a pretty good midfielder. To the wing, Logan Smith got his hands to it. Freeland spins out of trouble to Kruger. Has support there from Sam Lucas. Misses the target with the handball. And it's out of bounds. So we've got a boundary throw in. Tough, tight finals footy here. Bulldogs, the underdogs in this game. It's doing well so far. We'll get some stats from Groobs at the next stoppage. So this part of the second quarter. We've got the cars going below us here. Handball sideways from Price. Finds a target in Jeffries. Does a full 360. His kick semi-smothered. They'll bring it away here, the Bulldogs. They take possession. Lucas does well in traffic. Gets himself clear enough to handball to Taylor. Taylor 2 kicks out from goal. Runs the full measure. Here's his target. Up there in, was that Morrison? No, it was young Jackson Owens' first involvement. Off hands, out of bounds. He's getting pushed and shoved by some of the Lonnie boys. Welcome to senior footy, Jackson Owens on debut. Placement for Lockie Cocker. So boundary throw in. Bulldogs, how many inside 50s this quarter, Macca? Sorry, Gribbs.
I'm not the one with the pen.
That's it.
Oh, 6-3 South Launceston's way.
Okay, here it comes. Lee snaps towards goal. It might come back. It might be a goal. I think he got his fingertips to it there, Morris. Diving attempt right on the line. It was swirling in the breeze. Behind us, South Launceston. They're 2-7-19 now. Launceston 1-5-11. Morris clears from fullback.
And Morris helping to rack those stats up with the kick-ins, Foz. It's going to be a free kick to Foon, I think. Might have been held as he ran away from the footy.
Yep. So free kicks now.
And 50.
16-5, the Bulldogs'
And
way.
50.
And
Umpire not happy that Launceston player didn't stand the mark quick enough. And that's going to be a free kick and a resultant shot at goal, 20 metres out, directly in front.
South Launceston on top of the clearances this quarter as well, 4-2.
Okay.
Switched around that.
Yep. I just see that the Clarence game, North Hobart's not
Tomorrow, yep.
Foz, yes.
It's Community League final today. Ewanville Signet. Tom Foon for goal for the Bulldogs. He's kicked it.
Yep.
That is an important goal into the breeze for the South Launceston Doggies. And they now lead 3-7-25 to Launceston 1-5-11. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 1161. And the coach has delivered, Macca, a really important goal.
Well, they had a couple of those opportunities in the first quarter, the Dogs, and actually missed 2 of the set shots. And that one, it was just, you've got to stand on the mark. You've got to do what the umpire says. And if you don't do it, then you're going to have a result in 50. So a really important goal against the wind, and it goes to Foon. So that score for Signet, 3-1-19 lead, Huonville 0-3-3.
So we've had 12 minutes, Macca. Launceston yet to score a goal with that breeze. So they'll be looking to start to get some scoreboard pressure and try and get themselves a lead at half-time. But the Bulldogs are holding out stoutly at the moment.
My word, they are. Yeah, they're doing a good job. And they're matching it with all and sundry at the moment. Freeland, here they go through the middle. Munting, he was on the run. He just couldn't get it to bounce his way. Pulfreman, he'll take yards. It's a good tackle. It's a really good tackle for Freeland on Pulfreman. and the pressure continues. I won't ask Bruce for the tackle stats. We'll try and get them at half time from the boys in the box, but South London were well in front at quarter time with their pressure. And they continue to bring it. Here's Holt. Inside 50. Morris, couldn't take the mark. Brendan Taylor, the veteran. It's going to be a quick kick, and it only goes as far as Jake Hines. So Jake Hines, as Foz mentioned before, he just goes wherever he needs. He'll go straight down the middle with this nice kick. On the run, Hyatt, if it goes his way, Wilkinson. He's got Tina McCormack on the run. It's McCormack versus Alexander. Where will this one bounce? It'll bounce through for a behind from that centre square kick.
Could have been the longest goal of the year, Macca, that one.
Yes, so
it was about 80 metres when he kicked it.
Big Tina McCormack's not used to having yards in front of him running back towards goal, but it wasn't required as the ball ran through for a behind. So Launceston 1-6-12. They trail South Launceston 3-7-25. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5 via the live stream here of AFL Tasmania. And here's the skipper, Dave Moore.
Woodcock Davis from defence, long, high kick. Gets a mark, I reckon, to chase Oliver. No. Second hand on it, said the umpire. Releases the handball. They dive on. And we'll get a ball up. Left half forward for the Blues. Just the fork. In fact, now we're going to push in the back free kick. Have we? Yes, going to go to Jesse Price. So that was after the whistle blew for the ball up. That was pushing the back. Jesse Price now sets it up towards goal. Front position, Woodcock Davis. Mark, was it almost to Wilkinson? Jake Hines tries to fashion a shot on goal. It's now out of bounds, forward pocket. Plenty of numbers back there for both teams.
East Coast by 10 points. Perth having a shot at goal.
That one's going to go down the wire, I reckon. Those two teams are pretty evenly matched. East Coast with the upset.
And what's the next game then? Rochalee
and Hillwood.
Yeah,
from the boundary throw in. Falls a little bit short. Bounces towards Wheeler, who snaps. And he scores a behind for Launceston. 1-7-13. Plays 3-7-25. We've played 15 minutes. Quarter number 2 here at Windsor Park. Here's Macca.
Woodcock Davis, he goes short. Deliberate. Finds Foon. 20 metres out from the defensive goal. He'll go the far side of the ground. It's a good mark. It's a really good mark.
Tommy Graham, I think,
yeah,
Macca.
Tommy Graham. So we've seen him develop. He's a real midfielder. Good size. We speak about it every week. The size of him. But Tommy Graham continues to go down the line. Oliver's got a fly. Brendan Taylor was on the outside. Didn't bounce for him. In front of the interchange boxes here at Windsor Park. Brendan Taylor does get a quick kick. Jaden Hines behind the footy. He delivers it only as far as Holt for South Launceston. He finds Taylor. So Brendan Taylor. He'll come back inboard. Finds Lucas. So Sam Lucas. They're doing it well down that side. Lee now. Matthew Lee. The goal kicker. He drops that ball awkwardly, but it goes well. Owens is there, the first gamer. It's going to be a push out against the youngster in Oliver.
Yep.
Just put the hands in the back. I saw that one. Zach Morris gets another kick. He uses it well. Up the middle of the ground here now to Jesse Price. He goes wide to Hines. He's not going to get there. Cale Fraser. He takes the ball and he hits Harris. Got someone in the middle and he finds him. South Lonnie player there. Farrelly. So as he turns around, Farrelly. They used the ball well, didn't they? It was out here on the wing. Cale Fraser just put the foot down. He ran away from Jake Hines and through there.
Wasn't a great kick, has to be said, from Jesse Price out of defence.
No, wasn't. Not when you got 2-on-1 and the 1-1.
Yep. Got the distance in him, Macca?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, my word. It's just a matter of how much effort he needs to get it there and maybe the accuracy. Let's see. Farrelly. He's got the distance and he's got the accuracy. He's got both, Foz. Tick, tick. Goal the Dogs. Well, they've kicked 2 against the Breeze. 4-7-31 now against Launceston. Inaccurate 1-7-13.
3-goal margin here at Windsor Park and 2 goals to South Launceston into the Breeze. And that's the only goals this quarter. 3 behind Launceston, 2-2 to South Launceston. It's making most of their opportunities at the moment.
They're kicking the ball quite well, aren't they? They're kicking the ball quite well. Like they were able to bring the ball on that far side of the ground. It didn't work out. It comes back and then Cale Fraser used the ball really well inside 50. So he's got to continue to stand up, continue to put pressure on the players all around the footy.
You don't notice him a lot, but he's influential. Brendan Taylor, just that experience.
Yeah, over there,
skill
then
level,
over
yep.
here, little kicks, little touches.
From the ball up, Tina McCormack, big thump with the breeze. Gets the half forward, Wooten. Takes the footy now. Handballs to Gillow. Here they go. Lenny Faulkner's got some space. He just affected the kick as he gets pushed from behind slightly. Now they come out South Launceston. Clearing the footy out here towards Graham. And Tommy Graham takes the mark. Without Harry Charlesworth today, the South Launceston Bulldogs down back. But they're holding out stoutly here at the moment.
Yeah, well, you lose Charlesworth and Cocker.
Yes.
Inside a week.
Towards the boundary line. Fraser! Nearly took a big mark. Holt with the handball over the top here to Kruger. Puts it on the boot. Chase Oliver one-on-one with Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer too strong in this occasion. Takes the grab.
Presnell pulls up poorly from that big hanger attempt from Fraser as well. He's had an ankle injury during the year. He might have pulled up really poorly here.
Wrong side of the ground too to get off the ground. He's hobbling towards the wing. Jake Hines now, the 45 kick. Finds a target over there.
Millwood.
That's the youngster in Millwood.
The boys in the corridor on Monday, I'll be talking about that one. Owens versus Millwood. To St Pat's lads. Punch down over on the far side of the ground, South Lonnie. Launceston get it. Jeffries inside 50, long and strong. Oh, he goes under the footy there and hurts himself. Is that Farquhar?
Was it Wilkinson? No, it is Farquhar.
Yeah,
He's holding his
Farquhar.
tailbone.
He tunnelled himself, to be fair, and he's landed right on the right buttock. And also the other player there, Foz, it's Carnage.
It looks
So
like
Lenny Faulkner as well. So
it was at Benny Hyde, I think.
Oh, Ben Hyatt, is it?
It's very sore.
Yeah, Ben Hyatt. So Ben Hyatt, Farquhar's landed on the buttock. He hasn't got up. Hyatt can't walk, and Presnell's gone off all inside a minute here for the Launceston Blues. Geez, I tell you what, if Farquhar goes down, we mentioned him at quarter time, how important he is to them. I think he's okay, but he's going to be sore. He's going to have to go off the ground, the ruckman in Farquhar.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew Fitz has sent me a message, so
Umpire.
there might be an umpiring change here. Let's have a look. Yeah, Gregson has torn his calf, as you thought, Macca.
Oh, goodness.
So that's no good there for Ryan Gregson. And Tommy McIntyre, who umpired the women's game earlier, has come in. So thank you to Andrew Fitz and Cameron Skirving there for that information.
So we're still waiting here for Farquhar to hobble off. He might just need a good rub on a corky, I reckon. He tunnelled himself and he landed right on it as the lights come on here at Windsor Park.
May also been winded, I'd say. He fell from a fair height.
Still got the hands on that buttock. He's going to go straight into the rooms.
Ben Hyatt still out there.
So it is a free kick after all that, Foz. I didn't see what it was for. Lenny Faulkner.
Yes, Lenny.
Lenny Faulkner's got it. He's going to try the check side. They need it. And he hits the far point post. So he's had some goes today. Lenny Faulkner just hasn't kicked the ball at all well. And that one goes out of bounds in the far pocket.
21-minute mark. It's 4-7-31 South Launceston. Launceston 117. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. And via the AFL Tas live stream on YouTube. Long kick out of defence, Woodcock Davis. Got good distance there into the breeze. Lee takes it. He's caught. Gets a handball away somehow. Little tap on from Wicks to Oliver. Handball ends up with Kruger. They did that well, South Launceston. Ends up with Graham. Measures the kick. And up the wing is Taylor, who's happy to see the ball out of bounds.
East Coast kicked another one, Foz. They're 10 points up now, 15 minutes into the last quarter over at UTAS Stadium.
From the boundary throw in, we're right on centre wing. Lights on here at Windsor Park. New floodlights this year. Tina McCormack flips it over the top. Faulkner does well. Beautiful handball to Tina McCormack. He kicks inside 50. Wilkinson, front position, Woodcock Davis. Over the back. Jeffries tried to run on it. Tom Foon does pretty well to see the ball out of bounds.
I think Woodcock Davis has learnt from last time here. He's actually playing in front of
Yes,
Wilkinson.
he is. Yep.
Last time Wilkinson was able to lead at the footy because he was playing from behind shoulder, whereas now he's actually taking that front spot. Probably not a spot, you always say play in front, but they tend to just play on that back shoulder. But Wilkinson got him on the lead here plenty of times last time. And they're taking his runaway on this occasion is Woodcock Davis. That's a ruck infringement. It's going to be a free kick to Wilkinson. So they're still looking for their second goal, the Launceston Blues. We've had carnage here this quarter, injuries. We've had umpire injuries, players off the ground. I'll try and get the boys on the boundary there to find out what's going on with Farquhar and also Presnell.
Yep, we'll get down to them after this shot on goal.
So here's Wilkinson. Just from the ruck infringement. He leaves it out to the right. Like a lot of my golf shots today, Foz. Missed to the right, and that one does as well.
Quickly down to the boys on the boundary. You've got any injury reports down there?
Well, nothing for us. That's all right. We'll get back to you. Woodcock Davis. He went once. He went to go again. Pressure on now. The kick comes wide. Stoppage.
We'll try again down there, boys. You got something for us?
Yeah, Farquhar
Tony?
originally came to the bench and got a bit of rub down, but now he's sort of trying to walk it out, so not really sure what's going to happen there. Too close to half time, I reckon.
No worries. And the breeze down there, Tony?
No, everything's good apart from being cold.
Okay, no worries. Boundary throw in. McCormack. Little shove there from Oliver, but now to Wilkinson. Pumps it inside 50. They're under pressure again, the South defence. Falls out to Conor McCormack. He couldn't take it with him. They dive in. And eventually umpire says ball up.
What's inside 50? Sorry, Grues. Inside 50s?
9 to 10, South Launceston.
Yeah, okay. So they've had enough. I reckon there's been a few in a row here.
Yeah.
Maybe even look at to moving Morris
Yes,
forward.
swingman.
Yeah, he will take marks. Here's Wilkinson.
Nearly took it with him. Wilkinson had a chance there, but it's going to be a ball up. At the bottom there was Plunkett.
24 minutes gone.
Might be a long quarter, Macca.
A few stoppages. Ball up. Top of the goal square for Launceston. You just think they're going to get one here. And there it is. I think it's that one. It is. Wilkinson. Well, he's had a couple of goes. Those rucks, he was just causing a few issues. And Wilkinson, who's through necessity, had to go into the ruck, gets the goal from that ruck. Ball up, and Wilkinson gets Launceston's second goal. Another one in that red time for Launceston. Hines got one late in the first, and another one there to Wilkinson late in the second. So 2 goals to Launceston, 2-8-20. They trail South Launceston 4-7-31. We've got a rip snorter here on City Park Radio.
Big few minutes coming up, Macca.
Big few minutes, Dave Moore.
There's
Big few
a
minutes.
goal either way heading into half time. I think South Launceston, though, with that 11-point lead
Yep.
at the moment, they're right in this contest. And umpire Tom McIntyre, who's taken over Ryan Gregson, who unfortunately tore a calf in this second quarter. And now Palfrew, and here they go, the Blues to half forward. I think that's Sullivan coming out and taking the mark.
It is.
Lucas Sullivan, lead up. Wilkinson takes the mark. And Archie has started to flex his muscles here in this second quarter. Snap goal, and now one that he should kick from about 40 out, slight angle.
That ruck little palm down from Tin and McCormack straight
Brilliant.
into the lap of Palfreman was amazing.
Yeah, that's the luxury they've got. They've got a couple of players and go through the ruck there. Here's Wilkinson. We're right behind this one. Kicks to the town end. It's drifting back. It's a goal. 2 goals in a minute to Launceston. 2 goals in a minute to Archie Wilkinson. And the margin now is just 5 points here at Windsor Park, Macca.
That's how easy it happens, isn't it? 2 in a row. And the centre clearance did it. And just Lucas Sullivan on the lead as a half forward. As a junior and even in the D-League last year.
At North
Launceston. For him in Sullivan. He's just very quick, very elusive, and just keeps getting the footy at that level. But he's fought his way back into the seniors. He hit up Wilkinson, but just after I gave Woodcock Davis a bit of a wrap-up, Wilkinson's kicked 2. So just watch McCormack here in the ruck. He's a different proposition to what Farquhar was. He jumps, does pretty well. Freeland, down to Brendan Taylor, gone in the centre square. Good experience. There's a big contest. Who's at the bottom? It's Farrelly. Jaden Hines, they're filing in. Handball out, gets on the outside, Brendan Taylor. They're looking for a mark here. Owens, who flies? It's going to be an Owens free kick.
Yes.
It's going to be an Owens free kick against Millwood. Owens had the front position. And on debut, the Year 11 student from St Patrick's College, Jackson Owens, number 86, out of the under-18s. Kicks some bags in that competition, Foz.
Yes, he certainly does.
And he'd be wrapped with a debut, but he'd be even more pumped if he can kick this goal, the 5th it would be for South Launceston. So Jackson Owens, the 17-year-old, on debut for the Dogs. He stutters and he kicks it. So that's a good reply from South Launceston. They move along 5-7-37 and they lead Launceston 3-8-26. Hello, what's going on here? Another kick? It's another kick.
I didn't see what the groups helped
Jaden Hines.
No, Jaden Hines.
Jaden Hines is in amongst it. It's going to be another kick.
Didn't see what he did.
It's got to be. It can't be a kick back in the square, can it? Is it kick where it's the greatest
advantage?
A bit like the Rayner one for the Brisbane Lions the other night. It's after the goal, and this is a real turning point. Max Matthews, it's going to be that's get the kick. So another youngster. Also with St Patrick's College lad Dave Moore. Max Matthews. There was just a couple of afters after the goal. And Max Matthews, he stabs at it and he misses. Geez, that would have been nice for the Dogs. Looks like Presnell's back on, Foz. He's run that ankle out.
Yep.
So that's a good sign for the Lonnie Blues.
5-8-38 South Launceston. Launceston 3-8-26. And we've seen a flurry of goals all of a sudden.
It's a great game, isn't it?
It is. Here's Lee now. Gets the handball away. Farrelly snaps inside 50. And a mark on the boundary line. Glasses up here. I think that's Lucas. Lucas kicks to the goal square. Flyers wanted. Mark there to Morris. Gets some attention afterwards from Taylor.
It's Presnell.
In fact, it's Presnell. He's recovered from that injury.
Ethan Conway's no good.
Yep, he's down on his haunches. The umpire's just waiting until Ethan gets up. He's right now. So Presnell releases from the full-back line. Long kick with the breeze. Finds Jake Hines. Can they launch something late here? He plays on. Kicks it 60 metres up the wing. Front position there was Taylor, but from behind Wilkinson. Takes the mark. Sideways handball now to Jaden Hines. Round the corner, kick to Plunkett. He can't quite take it on the mark. Tries to get it on the bounce. Close to the boundary line. Faulkner missed the handball. Wheeler to Wilkinson. Play on and a goal.
No. In danger.
In danger.
Free kick back on play.
Geez, I know it's hard, but Lockie Taylor there, it's hard to stand in the front of Wilkinson coming out, but he just didn't quite get there. It nearly cost a goal. But they've done well to get the ball back, the Dogs.
Free kick, Tom Graham. Here's Macca.
Tommy Graham in front of the flags there that are still fluttering. He goes to Woodcock Davis. Can't be long left in this quarter.
30 minutes gone, Macca.
Yeah, it's had a couple of late goals, so it's just extended a little bit further. South Lonnie trying to hang on, get to half time, get the quarter done. Goes out of bounds on the far side of the ground.
Our boys have been in the rooms at half time to get all the news. Chris Sayer from South Launceston.
25 minutes gone at UTAS. It's
Tony Webb from Launceston. Sorry, yep.
East Coast by 11 points.
Okay, so that's going to be a tight one there. Big crowd in today at UTAS Stadium from the boundary throw in. Loose footy. Handball smothered for Launceston. Dumping tackle. That's the way the umpire saw it. It's going to go the way of Tom Graham. So the free kicks this quarter. 10 to South Launceston, 6 to Launceston groups. I read your sheet right?
Yeah, 11 now to South
11?
Launceston. Yeah.
So Graham, probably the leading stat winner at the moment for the Bulldogs. Kicks high to half forward. Jake Hines front position from behind Lee. Did Lee infringe? He did. So Jake Hines with the free kick. He's got a player running in Morris. He'll have to stop. Now he kicks it long to half forward looking for Wilkinson. Little shove, but Woodcock Davis did pretty well on that occasion. Although it falls now to Jeffries on the left foot. Kick towards the goal square. Flying there was Plunkett. Faulkner in there working hard. He can't pick it up. They fall over like 9 pins. And I've got a whistle and play. I think it's out of bounds or a ball up. So ball up.
They found a free kick.
Now they've found a free kick. Thanks, Groups. And it's going the way of Lenny Faulkner. He'll have a tough shot. He'll swing round on his natural right foot, kicking to the town end. He snaps now, and he kicks truly for Launceston. Does Lenny Faulkner. A valuable goal leading into half-time. 4-8-32 to 5-8-38. And we just had a goal famine for most of the quarter. Macca, but the Blues have kicked 3 goals to 1 in, I reckon, the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Just once again, though, Dave, just free kicks. Like, do NTFA players not know the rules? And do they just... Like, you look at an AFL game, there'd be 30 free kicks across the game. Is a lot of free kicks. In a high-powered final,
Yep.
we're getting 15, 16 in a quarter here at this level. I just don't know what's the cause of it, because I just think, irrespective of goals or whatever, and Lenny Faulkner, well done, it's a great goal. He's had a couple of shots this game. There just seems to be a lot of times where they blow the whistle and the players just can't play. Here's Tina McCormack. He can play. Inside 50. Goes deep. Wilkinson flies. Woodcock Davis does well. Bottom of the pack, though. Launceston are fighting for the footy. South Lonnie are looking for the goal line. It finds no one. And it's going to be balled up right on the edge of this goal square. And South Lonnie are just looking for half time. So top of the square. They'll look to try and bring it down in tight. Fighting for the footy. Wilkinson just tries to bustle his way through. In fact, it's gone. No, it's still on the line. The goal umpire's looking. The umpire, McInty, says, give it to me. It's right on the line. It obviously hasn't gone all the way over. Bo Pratt, the goal umpire, was looking intently there. It's another ball up. This is where we've seen Wilkinson be dangerous. He gives it to Jeffries. He's dropped it like a hot potato. Umpire says play on. And another stoppage. So a stoppage right in the forward pocket, Launceston's end of the ground. They've had a late flurry of goals, have Launceston. Oh, Freeland goes up and no one went with him. And there it is. There's the half-time.
Oh.
Look out. There's a little afters.
They weren't happy there with Archie Wilkinson, who
No, he put
slung Holt out.
Holt into the fence. I don't think there's much in. I think they'll break it up. The players will go their way. No, hang on. Still a little bit going. But anyway, it's been a great half of football here at the NTFA Premier Division preliminary final at Windsor Park. And Launceston, it was, in the end, that quarter, Dave. What did they kick that quarter?
Grooves on the ball here. 3-3.
3-3
Yeah.
to 3-4.
Right, very even quarter.
So we'll give the score first. So the score at half-time, Launceston 4-8-32. They trail South Launceston 5-8-38. So a goal in it. Really entertaining game as the umpires have finally got in and got the boys heading to their respective change rooms. The goal kickers for Launceston. 2 goals to Archie Wilkinson. 1 goal to Lenny Faulkner and 1 goal to Jake Hines. And for South Launceston, Foz, you might have to help me with one. I know who it was. It was Jackson Owens.
Yes, that's the one you're missing.
On debut. So Jackson Owen, a single. Matthew Lee, Tom Foon, Hunter Farrelly and Nick Kruger.
You got it there, Macca. So half-time here at Windsor Park. South Launceston 5-8-38. Launceston 4-8-32. Our stats man, Mr. David Gruber.
Hit-outs to half-time, Launceston 21 to South Launceston 8. Clearances, Launceston 23 to South Launceston 8. Inside 50s, Launceston 21 to South Launceston 23. Marks inside 50, 4 for Launceston and 5 for South Launceston. Intercept marks, Launceston 9, South Launceston 4, and free kicks. Launceston have 11 and South Launceston have 23.
Yeah, 11-8. I think the Bulldogs won that quarter, groups.
That's right. Yeah, and it was 12-3 in the first quarter. So
Those inside 50 stats are very close in both quarters. Just the difference there. The South Launceston 23 to Launceston 21. So that's half time here at Windsor Park. We've got the boys going to the rooms at half time, and during half time too, we'll go through a call of the card of a lot of games that have happened already today in Northern Tasmanian footy. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at other footy around Northern Tasmania. Back in a moment.
Got someone in the middle and he finds him. South Lonnie player there. You get it there and maybe the accuracy. Let's see. Farrelly. He's got the distance and he's got the accuracy. He's got both, Foz. Tick, tick. Goal the dog. Just from the ruck infringement. He leaves it out to the right. Like a lot of my golf shots today, Foz. Missed to the right.
Might be a long quarter, Macca.
Few stoppages. Ball up. Top of the goal square for Launceston. You just think they're going to get one here. And there it is. I think it's that one. It is. Wilkinson. Well, he's had a couple of goes, those rucks.
Quarter. And now Palfrew, and here they go, the Blues, to half forward. I think that's Sullivan coming out and taking the mark.
It is.
Lucas Sullivan, lead up. Wilkinson takes the mark. And Archie has started to. Kicks to the town end. It's drifting back. It's a goal. 2 goals in a minute to Launceston. 2 goals in a minute.
Ball out. Gets on the outside. Brendan Taylor. They're looking for a mark here. Owens, who flies. It's going to be an Owens free kick.
Yes.
It's going to be an Owens. The 17-year-old on debut for the Dogs. He stutters and he kicks it. So that's a good... He stabs at it and he misses. Geez, that would have been nice for the Dogs.
Plunkett. Faulkner in there working hard. He can't pick it up. They fall over like 9 pins. And I've got a whistle and play. I think it's out of bounds or a ball up. On his natural right foot, kicking to the town end. He snaps now, and he kicks truly for Launceston. Does Lenny Faulkner. A valuable goal. Half time here at Windsor Park with Dave Moore, Dave Gruber, Matthew McGee, and our boys in the bounty, Tony Webb and Chris Sayer. Macca, you've got the stats there from Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly.
Yeah,
let's have a look at those.
Just the individual stats from Launceston, from the boys there. Zach Morris once again leads the way with 20, but how many kickouts has he had? Like 8, probably 8 kickouts. So, but he's been influential behind the footy, no doubt. Jake Hines with 15, a little bit quieter that quarter. Polferman really quiet that quarter. He's had 13, but only 2 in the second quarter. Jaden Hines, Connor McCormack, once again probably half down on their output that quarter. Archie Wilkinson was the one, 7 possessions, couple of goals. And also he's had, how many marks? 3 marks as well. Gillow with 9, Jeffries with 9, and Wooten was a little bit quieter that quarter with 8.
So we look at Wooten and Polfum in there, Macca.
Yeah.
2 possessions each in that second quarter. They're 2 players they need to lift.
Yeah, definitely, don't they? And look, and I think they will. Like we saw Wooten basically take Launceston on his back here a couple of weeks ago when they got over the line late in the last quarter. So look, I think they will. I think they're struggling, Launceston, aren't they, to really connect. Apart from that nice kick that we saw to Wilkinson that hit him on the chest, the rest of the time it's been a real battle to connect with their forwards inside 50. You know, and they wasted some chances that quarter, a bit like South Launceston did in the first quarter. And South Launceston, you know, we said, can they keep doing it for longer? You know, long and long and long. They have so far. They've still got a couple of weaknesses in and around there when Launceston's better players get the football. But, look, they're fighting hard, the South Lonnie Dogs, and they lead by a goal at half-time.
Well, this is the quarter, isn't it? If they can use that breeze and get a bit of a lead up at three-quarter time,
that's it.
They're a chance in this game. And Launceston, of course, the reverse. They'll be wanting to score some goals into the breeze, as we know it can be done here at Windsor Park. Okay, we've got heaps of scores to get through, so let's start with one that's just finished.
Yes.
And that's Div 2 Seniors. And East Coast, 10-8-68, defeated Perth 8-11-59. So after being undefeated up until the finals, East Coast have done the job there twice in the finals, and they've won the premiership. So congratulations to the East Coast Swans Football Club.
Yeah, it was a tough finish for Perth, wasn't it, throughout the final series?
Progress score in the NWFL at the moment, and this is going to go right down to the wire, and it's 13-6-84. Wynyard to Ulverston 10-13-73. I think that might be three-quarter time.
No,
you got an update on that, Macca?
No, fourth quarter.
Yep.
No, it's nearly late. So that's late. That started, that was an early start game.
Yep.
So that's 25 minutes into the last quarter.
Right, okay. And what do you got there score-wise?
Yeah, same score, 73-84.
Okay, just a goal to Wynyard as we speak, I think. So they're now 90-73.
So it could be Wynyard Devonport.
Yep. In the Southern Community League, it's one of the biggest rivalries in the state. The Deep South teams, Signet 6-2-38. They lead Huonville 1-5-11. So that game is at half-time at the moment. That's at North Hobart Oval. Other scores today in the under-18s, Macca. Old Scotch's runs come to an end, and Launceston 13-4-82 defeated Old Scotch 2-6-18. And really, South and Launceston have been the two big teams all year and deserve to be grand finalists.
Yeah, look, and both of those clubs have had players, play a lot of senior footy. I saw Schollmaker went back, Rudy Schollmaker went back to the under-18s today. He had 7 at one stage. I think he probably finished there without knowing the exact final numbers on him, but he had 7, so that made a difference. Obviously, South Lonnie have got a couple of under-18 boys that if they were to lose today could go back next week. So it'll be a ripping grand final.
Absolutely. Get along to UTAS Day next week. There'll be more ripping ones too, because in the reserves, that was Launceston 12-7-79, defeated North Launceston 8-10-58. And I'll tell you what, in that last quarter was there to be won. It was Sonny Whiting and Joey Boyce.
What about it?
The boys that really stood up And Sonny kicked a couple of vital goals, as did Joey Boyce.
Former senior premiership players. Sonny's...
he's playing a lot of Masters footy.
Yes, he is. And he had a little crack back in the seniors, didn't last long, and he's gone back into the twos. But him and Joey Boyce, I remember watching them back in the halcyon days of the Lonnie Footy Club.
In the women's, disappointment for Deloraine. They've had a magnificent season. The women have really flown the flag this year for their footy club down there in the Meander Valley. They went down to Launceston 4-1-25, the Blues. Deloraine 2-5-17. So once again, Launceston and South Launceston will be the grand finalists there next week in the women's. We'll be covering that one too on City Park Radio. So join us for that one as well as on the live stream. Okay, in some other scores which I've written down in the Division 2 reserves, Macca, it was not a great day for Perth because Evandale usually have a strong second side. 11-5-71 defeated Perth 4-7-31. In Division 1 reserves, it was Rocherley 11-16-82, defeated Bridgenorth 5-2-32. And speaking of the Parrots, last night they had a good win in their Division 1 women's against Old Scotch. A lot of interest there was Amy Prokopis. She was on 96 goals. She kicked one in the first couple of minutes, but the defence there of the Parrots did pretty well to curtail her during the rest of the night.
Tough for the girls on that big ground, isn't it? Grand final. What was it? 4-2, did you say? Or something like that. It was it's tough. But look, the Parrots went the long way round. They had to come through the preliminary final, and they've won the back-to-back. So well done to the Parrot ladies.
Close one in the NWFL Development League was Burnie 6-8-44, defeated Ulverston 6-6-42. So the Dockers are through the grand final there against Devonport next week. And in the Colts, it was Penguin 15-10-100, defeated Latrobe 7-5-47.
Speaking of, final siren goes at Burnie.
Right.
And maybe the inaccuracy of Ulverston have cost them there, but it was 15-6-96 Wynyard defeating Ulverston 10-13-73. So Wynyard and Devonport grand final.
And of course, Wynyard massive underdogs. Devonport have had a great season or great couple of seasons.
They're a colossus, aren't they, down there in the NWFL, Devonport?
I still would love to see.
I know what you'd love to see.
I'd love to see the two premiers in the north anyway. It's a bit hard in the south logistically, but to play in a super final anyway. I talked to Peter Gutwin about that last week.
Yeah, what was the go?
Just as I said, the logistics of it. Where does it fit in?
Was it in the women's?
It was, yes.
Yeah,
a couple
look,
years ago.
Once you've won your grand final, it's hard to back up, isn't it? Like, do you want to? Do you?
Yep.
Does it?
Maybe it's something that can happen the following season, as like a prelude to the season.
Game, like a practice match. I don't know. Then you get different players who've left your club.
True.
Look, it sounds good. Look, to be fair, it'd be good to get some of those NWFL clubs in the Greater Northern League, in my opinion. But they're pretty set down the northwest coast. They're happy with what they've got, and they've got great communities down there. One club, one town, and they go really well down there. The NWFL
and the NWFL women's, it was an absolute thriller. And Penguin 2-11-23 in accuracy, but they still got over the line against Ulverston 3-4-22. So Penguin against Wynyard next week in the women's final. In the SFL Community Reserves, Cygnet 9-7-61 defeated Huonville 1-3-9, so it could be a double today for the Cygnet Power. And you talk about the North Launceston team not being being undefeated for 2 years. Claremont women 5-7-37 defeated Hutchins 2-2-14. They're undefeated in a couple of years as well. So
wow! And just some other scores from
VFL,
around Australia. Just the interest of Zane Littlejohn, of course, coaching Box Hill. They're up against it, the Dogs against the Box Hill Hawks. Footscray 100, lead Box Hill 52, the Whitten Oval, so that one's over. And the other one that's over, unfortunately, Groobs. Groobs is an old Frankston lad. He loves his Frankston Dolphins. They met their match today up at Southport. Southport 143. They won by 88 points against the Frankston Dolphins. What a run, though, Groobs, from your Frankston Dolphins in that VFL. So
he's not on the mic at the moment.
No, a Southport versus Footscray. Not the Western Bulldogs, they're the Footscray Bulldogs in the VFL, so that'll be the grand final next week.
Interested Bulldogs, I think Adam Treloar has been sort of told that if he can make it through the final series there, fit and well, that he might continue with the Bulldogs.
He had 28 today,
well,
28 touches today, so that was there. And for the Box Hill Hawks, Cam McKenzie had 27, so that'll be interesting to see whether he was an emergency last night for the Hawks. And Ned Reeves, 45 hit-outs from the big Nedster, so... Lots of information coming, Foz. What did you make of Nathan Buckley basically turning down the Melbourne job. Is it for the Tassie gig?
It just tells me, I was talking to Groobs off air before today, that it tells me that he wants the Tassie job, I think. He could have had that Melbourne job. He could have had a pretty good list. Petrarca, Oliver, Viney, Gawn.
Yep.
But there must have been just something there that said, no, that's not the opportunity I want at this stage. No, nothing signed, sealed, and delivered, but I think it's a good sign for Tasmania if you've got somebody who is passionately wants to do that role. And as we know, a start-up team, the coach role is not easy.
My only thing, I remember Buckley when he coached Collingwood, he was very much his way or the highway, and whether a young team can have that, maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's why the Gold Coast have gone where they have with Hardwick, with that. But it's the relationship building with a whole myriad of club in that, and of course Jeremy Webberley with the VFL team starting next year. That's exciting.
As we know too, with the coach in this day, it is the senior coach. Obviously, it falls back to them, but the team is also very important. The ones you have around.
And who's that going to be? And that could be a number of people. That, of course, one of their next big appointments would be a coach. One that's appointed, but also their football manager.
Yes.
Their football head of football type scenario. That could be a Ken Hinkley.
Yep.
Someone like that to bring some experience and good with development.
Speaking of team, we've got our boundary team down there emerge from the rooms, and I think, Tony, you got the microphone.
I have indeed. Jake Hines' first question to the boys was, do you want to play in the grand final? Because you're not showing it.
Okay.
It sort of went from there. He basically said again, apart from Lenny Faulkner, who had a great quarter, you're leaving too much to too few. He said you have shown, but ends of both quarters, that you can play well. You're only a goal behind. The good thing is we can start again, try and play our style, play wide, change the pace a bit. But he's called for a big effort from both, the whole team really. We'll see what happens. Just before half-time, we had Ben Hyatt over here having work done on his hip, and Dylan Faulkner was also getting his back rubbed a fair bit towards the end of that quarter too.
Dylan Farquhar.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Chris.
On the South Launceston route.
Yes, Grant Holt talked to his players. He said, instruct the forwards to keep moving because they won't to go with you. There's a bit of a thing about the Launceston backs there. When Launceston kicking with the wind, they are going up the middle. So South need to protect the corridor, keep celebrating the wins, and Holt asked a question of his players too. Does Launceston want it as bad as what we do? Because he says that Launceston are crumbling under pressure. Former player Jay Blackberry had a lot to say, sort of one-on-one to a lot of the players as well. Finally, this game is what they spend the whole year playing for. It's the spot in the grand final. Do not go into your shell.
And Chris, any injuries you could observe from the South Launceston camp at half-time?
I couldn't see any injuries in the room at all. They seem pretty fit. They're pumped. And I think this quarter, of course, with this wind as it is, it's still a 3 or 4 goal wind. It's freezing cold as well, I can tell you. so this quarter, well, it's the premiership quarter. We'll see.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tony. Reports there at half-time. So you've just joined us at South Launceston 5-8-38, leading Launceston 4-8-32. Now, one player we didn't mention and Jake Hines signalled out was Lenny Faulkner. He's had a really red-hot go there at half-time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I said that I think he had 6 touches or 7 touches in the second quarter. I think he had probably 3 to 4 shots at goal across the first half. He took some really nice marks. He didn't kick the ball as well as he probably wanted to. But, he's done really well. And he is having a crack.
Yeah.
My word.
I think that the Wilkinson-Woodcock-Davis battle is a fascinating one now. Archie getting off the leash there a couple of times late.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And we know Jake Hines will push forward as well. So the South Launceston defence will be under pressure.
You'd really like to see what South Launceston can do this quarter, and then Launceston having to pull a few tricks out of the bag in the last. I noticed Farquhar's back on the ground, looks to be starting at full forward. Still rubbing that right buttock sort of hip area as well. So he's probably not 100%. He probably can't jump in the provide a contest forward, important for their structure. So Tina McCormack will be the ruckman. It's a fairly good backup.
The Bulldogs midfield have been great all day. I really like the work of Farrelly in the middle.
Yes, been much better today.
Also Graham, Holt, etc. They've been really good around the contest.
Yep, they've just got to keep providing a contest forward. You don't want Conway and Morris and boys like that being able to mark the footy. because that's where they get their drive from the half-back line. So
I'm expecting
keep
to
an
see
eye
a
on
lift.
that one.
I'm expecting to see a lift from Polfram and Wootton this quarter, Macca.
Righto, put it on them, Foz.
I'm putting on them. I think they're the two that can really start to change the face of this game.
Really interested in this, the second half. Joining us here on City Park Radio. We're underway, the preliminary final, second half. South Launceston lead by a goal. McCormack, he's been good when he's gone in the ruck. He follows his own ball up. Pressure put on by Farrelly. He gets the kick away the Dogs' way. It's Morrison. Didn't see much of him in the second quarter. And it's Presnell back on the ground. Takes a nice defensive mark. He switches the ball centre corridor. Or he looked for and found Lenny Faulkner just. He now goes inside 50. Hasn't quite got there. Grooves keep the pen down.
Nice
it's
mark.
a good mark, Tiernan McCormack. He's going to love this, Foz. Tiernan. Love playing in the ruck. Not a great kick forward. Alexander. Well, it was a good mark. 1 on none, to be fair, but he tripped and he was able to take a mark on his chest. Ben Hyatt, one we haven't really seen so far, Foz. We know he copped that little injury in the second. He can hop up and kick a goal. Tommy, good mark. Really good mark there for Tom Graham. He'll wheel and go. Not much voice out there from either team. It's pretty quiet. Chase Oliver under the footy. Seth Pfeiffer does well. Goes by hand to Presnell. Former schoolmates, those two as well. Oh, it's not a great kick from Presnell. And it's marked on the far side by Wicks. So Wicks coming off that wing. He'll go inside 50. Has the wind dropped a little bit, Foz?
Could have been.
I know the temperature's definitely dropped. I've had to go the beanie and jacket at half time. Here's Conway. He comes out with the hands to Presnell. Just gets his kick away. It's going to be a good mark to Angus Jeffries on centre wing.
Jeffries marks on the wing. They stream forward to Launceston. Farquhar there. He's pushed in the back by Alexander, who stumbled. So free kick here to Farquhar, who's moved forward, copping a knock there in that second quarter. Little kick now to Conor McCormack. He marks. 70 out from goal. Thinks about switching it. Goes directly into the forward line here. Wilkinson sets. Hines sets. They can't mark. Kick smothered. Snap on goal. Faulkner. Which way will it bounce? Out of bounds.
Another little shot from goal, Lenny Faulkner. He's providing dangerous up there as a small forward with Hyatt being down. Faulkner's definitely been the one.
Tony, our boundary rider's got on the jacket as well, Macca.
He's coming up for some some extra warmth. Has got chilly as the sun goes behind the clouds.
Boundary throw in, front position. Farquhar gets it towards Hines, towards Hyatt. Tom Foon might have been helped without it. He goes through again, Tom Foon, little handball. They're under pressure here. It's eventually kicked out there by Holt. Only his father was Tiernan McCormack. He's playing on ball with the injury to Farquhar. He takes off now. Kicks in the Wilkinson direction. He's got 3 defenders against him. Off hands. Spills towards the boundary line. Getting close to it there is Jeffries. Out of bounds. Thanks to our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks for you today over near the Launceston Club Rooms. Thank you for your support, Brew Coffee Hut, in season 2025.
Boundary throw in front of a well-stacked can bar here at Windsor Park. A boundary throw in. Hines is there. Farquhar takes it himself. There's nothing wrong with him. Foz, he takes it out of the ruck. Kicks it to the top of the square. 2 on 1. South Lonnie go to punch. They get it through just. Another single to Launceston. 4-9 now, 33. South Launceston 5-8, 38. Kick out very quickly. We're going to come out here wide now to Max Matthews. Matthews got Graham on. He could go a little bit further. Farrelly got to go on Conway here. Over the back. Hines. Harris. Puts pressure on from behind. Does a good job. It's now going to be a ball up. Are they going to take the ball away? I think the umpire will ball it up. No, it's still out. Letting it go. They're throwing the bodies in. Ball comes out by hand. It goes Polframan's way to Wootton. Just silky. Atkins now. Sees someone ahead of the footy, finds Plunkett. So Plunkett has a player on. Presnell. It's cut off by Wicks. He does well, but there's no one else there for the Dogs. It's Hines to Presnell. Angus Jeffries from 50. Has a good look. It's Hines. It's Hines. He can't get it with the 1 mitt. Ollie Alexander comes over the top. They have a snap for goal. Hyatt. Another snap for goal. Launceston miss. The snap for goal was from Millwood, was it? Or was that Plunkett?
Plunkett
has a shot for goal. It's another point.
4:10:33 the Blues. South Launceston 5:8:38. 4 inside 50 to 1 this quarter, groups.
Yeah, that's right.
Tells a bit of a story of their dominance early on. The 217s go at it. Atkins wins it to Morris. Now to Jaden Hines. Back to Morris. They're pumping it in relentlessly now, the Blues. They set. Mark almost taken by Farquhar. It spills to the back. Hyatt's tackled. He's still got the footy. They dive in. Still let go by the umpire. Hyatt's got it again. And he's disposed of it incorrectly.
They're just hanging on here, the Dogs, aren't they? They're really hanging on. Lockie Harris, I know he's young, Foz. We've got to put it on him here, the big blondie.
Max Matthews gets it back in out of Lucas, I think it is over there.
Harris has got to try and either keep Morris away from the footy. Sorry, Foz.
Tom Foon, yep.
Keep Morris away from the footy, or if he goes the footy, he's got to make a contest. One or the other.
Atkins another possession, third in a minute. Gets it back here to Angus Jeffries. Sideways to Jaden Hines. Mopping up at the half-back line there. To Jake Hines. Picks it up in his boot laces. Wheels around. Delivers. Farquhar. Front position. Did he do enough?
Yeah.
He got a high contact anyway. Free kick. Dylan Farquhar.
Just getting so much of the footy, Launceston, at the moment. Repeat inside 50s for Dave Gruber. How many, please, great man?
Up to 6-1 now.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
6-1 against the wind.
So a chance to hit the lead here. Since they haven't been in the lead since early on in this contest. Here's Farquhar. Kicks. Fades to the right. One behind. So 4:11:35, plays 5:8:38. 3 behinds the zip in this quarter, Matthew McGee.
We got the close one, Dave Moore. Ollie Woodcock Davis. He had a good look before for Harris, couldn't find him. On this occasion, he finds Page. So Page, he'll go centre corridor. Gutsy kick, Wooden. Can't get that good kick to Graham. Geez, that was a nice kick from Page. Now they go wider on the far side. Farrelly, he's got the wheels. He goes over the top. There to his teammate for South Launceston, Logan Smith. He twists and turns. Smith will get it back. They're rushing and going here. South Launceston, Lee. Far side of the ground. Back to Munting, to Lee. Inside 50. Up and under. Who can take a grab? Who can be on the deck? It's 3 Launceston players, and it's Jake Hines. He takes a bounce and he takes it away and says, what a tackle! I thought he said don't argue. He did say don't argue, but little Morrison, he gets the big fella in Hines and puts him to the deck. My word, that was exciting from the youngster in Morrison. Kicks at the top of the square. South Launceston doing all they can do. Freeland with a little snap. It's made it over the top. Freeland! He kicks it well. The youngsters. Touched. Dave, you broke my heart. Goodness gracious. My word, what about the Morrison tackle on Hines? Over here on the wing.
So Jaden Hines now has it at fullback. Bring the ball back in. Margin now 4 points. 39 plays 35. Low scoring game. And a flurry of goals at the end of the second quarter. But other than that, it's been a pretty dour struggle. Outside defensive 50. Big fly from Alexander. At the full was Plunkett. He's pushed off his kick. Now to Taylor. Now to Lucas. Awkward left foot kick. It might just land inside play. It does. Might be a good thing there for South Launceston. Boundary throw in. Macca.
Big comeback down in Hobart. Foz. Huonville. 5-7-37 trail by 2 points now at North Hobart. That's a ripper.
We'll have an early score soon. I think it's a 5 o'clock start. Rocherley and Hillwood. And Rocherley almost unbackable favourites, but finals can deliver funny things, as we know. So from the boundary throw-in, thumped away by Tina McCormack. Out there to Wooten, now back to Jake Hines. Swings the kick now there towards Jeffries. Handball connects with Wheeler. Up the wing. Plunkett does well there. He's taken a strong mark. Lockie Plunkett back in the side today. There's the sunshine now in the players' eyes and in our eyes slightly here on the balcony. Plunkett leans back on the kick. Up here in the Farquhar direction. One grab. Couldn't take the second. Lucas has got it. Happy to see it over the boundary line for South Launceston. 5-9-39, 4-11-35. Had a lot of play on this side of the ground. The breeze blowing to the other side. Had an umpire change if you just joined us. Ryan Gregson with a calf injury, replaced by the experienced Tom McIntyre. Tina McCormack Gets it to Jeffries. He's got support here running past in Morris. Morris has a bit of space to run. Kicks inside attacking 50. Chaos ball now. Spills to Tom Foon. Now handball to Lucas, who released for the Bulldogs over the top there towards Graham. Will pick it up on the wing.
So Graham, he's got Oliver on if he can find him. He does by hand. Chase Oliver goes back there to Graham. Not a great kick. In fact, he finds the opposition coach in Jake Hines. Hines now, centre of the ground. So Launceston, they look to push, they look to go. Slow the game down a little bit. Trying to hit up. Here's Gillow. Good use of the footy.
Kick from Price.
Yep. So Gillow. Inside 50. Farquhar! Well, through necessity, but it looks okay for us, doesn't it? McCormack in the ruck. Farquhar forward. He's jumping at the ball pretty well now, Dylan Farquhar.
We talked about his early life as a forward in junior footy.
Yep.
He's got the experience of playing that position.
Yep, I saw him kick, it was 5 or 6 as a youngster in a seconds final for school footy one day down in Hobart. Won the game off his own boot. Let's see what he can do today. Dylan Farquhar, the number 18. He leaves it to the right and it stays there. So another behind for the Lonnie Blues. 4-12-36, South Launceston 5-9-39.
Group some stats.
Inside 50s, 8 for Launceston, 3 for South Launceston. Clearances 3-2 Launceston's way.
Kick comes back in. Alexander, 1 grab, 2, doesn't take it. Stolen from him by Plunkett. Little kick to the advantage here of Gillow. Can't quite pick it up. Chance, Price. Gee, that wasn't a great handball, but it ends up here with Polfreeman. Gillow snaps behind. For 13-37.
They're going along like you used to play footy, Foz, just nudging the singles.
That's it.
4-13-37.
Well, the thing is, the Bulldogs have got the breeze and they're not using it to their advantage.
Can't get across the centre line, can they? Page might try. It's a bit of an up and under kick to the 60 metres out. Jackson Owens over the top. Here's Conway. Another inside 50 for the Blues. That is a forward spinning punt. Page can't take it. He broke his fingers, I reckon. Page now comes out wide. Lucas has to go. Chase Oliver. He can get it over the top. They've got Leon. Kick it to space. They do. Does Lucas. It's over the top. Leading the ball back, though, is the ever athletic Pfeiffer. And he's caught. The umpire says, play on, boys. Now Lee sits on it. What can happen here? South Launceston through Tommy Graham. He goes the other side of the ground. Who's there? Owens will have to fight for it. Comes down. Oh, he steps inside. Does Morrison by hand. Only as far as the Launceston defender in Atkins, but he kicks it out now in front of Brendan Taylor, who takes the mark.
Kicks it to the other 17 and Taylor. Long penetrating kick. Player with a sit there. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills out of bounds. I don't see the South player there who flew. Might have been Farrelly.
I don't know if the Dogs can just keep bombing it in. They've got to either open it up and have Lee as your deepest forward who can take a mark, or they've got to do what they did and try and get it over the top. Because at the moment, you're just setting the ball up for Morris and Conway and Pfeiffer, the big defenders back there.
Boundary throw in. Little tap over there from Pfeiffer. Player lays on the footy. Launceston player emerges. Is tackled by a couple of Bulldogs. Got another ball up. We're about 25 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. Kicked the only goal of this quarter. There's been no goals in this quarter. Just 4 behinds to 1 behind. The Blues wait. They're going to emerge here out of their back line through Sullivan. Measures the kick nicely to Price. Jesse Price, late inclusion inside today for Ryan Shipp. His kick up the wing looking for McCormack's good. And Tina McCormack takes the mark. Right on centre wing. Twirls the ball in his hands. Has a short option in Sullivan. He's made good ground to mark. Attacking side of the wing now. Crowded 50 ahead of him. He now plays on with a stand roll. Good smother there from Fraser. Spills out to Gillow. Back to Sullivan. He's tackled. Coughs it up. Graham. He's tackled by Gillow and caught holding the ball. So good tackling there by Bailey Gillow. Goes sideways to Millwood. He hands it off now. Morris drifts up from fullback. Kicks long in the Wilkinson direction. Clears him and his opponent. Farquhar picks it up. Good agility from the big man. Hands it off back to Wilkinson for his third. He kicks it for Launceston. Archie Wilkinson. 3 big goals now in this game for Archie. And showed great agility there for a big man. Set it towards goal to the northern end. And that's a goal for Launceston. They are now in front, Macca, for the first time in a long time in this game.
Have we seen this script before, Dave Moore? Yes. Launceston just flexing their muscles. They're better players getting their hands on the footy. They got strength behind the ball. They got strength in front of it. And that's 3 for Wilkinson now. So can the young dogs, they've got Oliver in the ruck, can they respond? As Freeland has a rest forward, Graham goes deep forward. So their prime movers in the midfield aren't there. And this is going to be a big centre clearance as Farquhar.
He's back.
He's come back. He's back in the ruck. Tina McCormack was excellent. It's a 666 infringement, I think.
Just while we've got a little break there, today's broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. So some sort of hold up here.
Unsure.
The boys on the boundary can see anything over there.
The 6 in front, 2, 3.
Tony,
Launceston are missing a player in their forward line.
I'll get back to Tony in a second, who might have seen something there. As Farquhar taps it straight to his opposition ruckman, Chase Oliver, who's having a go on the ruck. Holt's caught. Handball ineffective. Back now to Wooten. To Jake Hines. To Farquhar having a great quarter. Back now to Jake Hines. Little kick forward here, looking for Plunkett. Plunkett over the top here. Wilkinson.
I'll tell you, Foz.
Presents and marks.
Plunkett was the one that wasn't on the ground. They started that ball up with only 5 forwards.
Okay.
And Plunkett actually come on the ground as the ball was balled up. I don't know whether they should have waited for him to get inside 50 or what the go is, but it actually worked out well because Plunkett come off the wing and had no opponent.
Here's Wilkinson. Tough shot this one underneath the light tower. He'll deliver from right on the paint of 50. From 10 metres inside the boundary. I built him up and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Tony, what did you see down there?
Yeah, basically Launceston had 5 on the interchange.
Yep.
Therefore, there was no 666 infringement because they weren't anywhere else except off the ground.
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Should they have waited for them to come on, though?
Yeah,
that's what I thought they should have done. We need our umpiring experts down there to tell me what the rule is. Not quite sure, but you could use that as some sort of tactic if you don't have to be.
Back inside 50. Ricochets to South Launceston. Tackles laid. Wilkinson from 50. Standing start to the goal square. Knocked through there by the defence.
Of course, you could only do it once, Foz, because the next time it would be a free kick, but you get away with it once.
5:14:44 now to 5:9:39. So 10 goals, 23 between the two teams in this game so far.
Taylor with a nice kick out up the middle to Holt. Sort of, they said, okay, if you're good enough to kick it there, we'll let you, but we'll try and cut it off. And they couldn't because it was a great kick from Taylor. Holt finds Page. Page goes straight down the line. Harris has got a fly and doesn't. Presnell comes across and he's come back from that injury really well. Good quarter from him. Goes to the middle. Has his teammate there in Price. They come wider now, the big T. They call him Big Tina McCormack. He breaks the 50. He has Hyatt there. Can't get it. Not his day. Or is it his day? It's his day now because he snaps one. On one leg, he's got a cork in that thigh, but Ben Hyatt kicks the goal, and Launceston are away. 6:14:50, South Launceston 5:9:39. And it just goes back here to that Presnell mark. Lockie Harris, who we haven't really seen much of today. I know he's only young, but I put it on him before. He has to compete. He has to compete. His side are in a preliminary final. He's a big lump of a lad, and he needs to compete there, but just didn't. And Presnell was excellent. They moved the ball so swiftly, Dave Moore.
Yeah, Presnell across halfback. Jaden Hines, Zach Morris.
And the big T.
The big T as well involved, of course. Nice little contribution there from Jesse Price. He's had a few touches this quarter as well.
About to get underway at Utah Stadium. So Rochalee and Hillwood will bring you that score.
Tap forward there by, that was Munting. Only as far as Gillow. Now to Jake Hines. The usual suspects are lifting their game. Now to Presnell, who's been good. Handball sideways now to Millwood. Halfback run again from the Blues. Lead up, Mark Plunkett. Good addition to the team today.
Yeah. He's quite explosive, Plunkett.
Plunkett. 45 kick inside 50. Hyatt.
Oh.
He stretched out to take the mark, but then the corky hit him as soon as he took the mark. But he's got it. Young Ben. Breakout year last year in the TSL. Short to Wilkinson. who marks. 35 out. Tough angle. We're right behind this one in the balcony of the Windsor Function Centre. But just once again, Macca, that run from half-back.
It was just run from half-back and nice delivery to their forwards. South Launceston haven't been able to find a forward for, I don't reckon, 25 minutes.
So Wilkinson, he's kicked 3 today. For goal number 4, Wilkinson, near side. 6-15-51. They lead now by 2 goals. So still in at South Launceston if they can start getting some of the footy.
Definitely. Speaking of still in it, Huonville have hit the front down in Hobart. 6-7-43 leads Cygnet 6-3-39.
Repeating, Wynyard defeated Ulverston today also to win through to the grand final in NWFL. Long kick out from fullback over the back. Loose footy taken there by Jeffries. Has support from Conway. Back to Jeffries on the boundary line. Flips it over the top to Plunkett, who'll be under pressure. It's out of bounds. Boys, you got a comment down there about the breeze. Chris or Tony?
Yes, it's still quite strong. 3 or 4 goal breeze. So Launceston have done really well to score against that breeze in this quarter.
Yeah, I can see those snowy riverside signs on the far side there. Really blowing towards that town end of Windsor Park, which is usually the prevailing breeze here. Farquhar wins it. Kicked off to ground by Polfreeman. Ends up with Taylor. Here they go, South Launceston through Farrelly. Kick inside 50. Loose footy. Getting back there is Presnell. He's got a couple of Bulldogs to beat. He does it well. He turns and he delivers out there towards Gillow, who'll get it on the run.
Just watching the carnage back behind the play. Lee's hurt for South. I can see Morris is hurt there, and there's also another Launceston player down. Is it Conway?
Yes, it is.
Didn't see the contest, but Lee's either got cramp or ankle. As I get the replay up here as it comes up, Foz. Let's have a look. Oh, they've all just cannoned into each other.
Yep.
Yeah. So Conway goes off limping. He's going to be escorted off, sort of holding a hamstring or something. Lee still...
another corky.
Lee might be okay. I think he might have got a stinger. So back to where the play is, Dave. Far side from us. Is it a ball up? It's going to be a ball up on the 50. So
might get a couple of groups of stats quickly.
Conway's going to stay on as well. So they're all still on. So that's good for both teams.
We'll get you in the second groups as we're back.
Ball up. Lee will have to do the ruck work. That's tough. Jaden Hines gets enough on it to get it down to his forwards. Wilkinson's one of them. He's really turned this second half around late in that second quarter. And then in the third, Wilkinson's been a real difference. There's Wooden. Gives a handball. Plunkett combines. Sullivan. It's got enough on it. Alexander, he can't get the ball forward. Look out here because Hines is forward to the ball. But South Lonnie do well through Alexander. They now go to the far side of the ground. Farrelly barreled into from behind. That's a good contest. There's a couple of afters, Dave. Keep your eye on those. Here's Jeffries. Good hit up to find Sullivan on the 50. Right in front of his mum and dad there, Foz. I can see the Sullivans. Here's Lucas Sullivan. 15 out from goal. 2 bites of the cherry from Plunkett. Can't take it. It's going to be a ball up. Can we get some stats from you, please, Dave Gruber?
Clearances, Launceston 6 to South Launceston 4. Inside 50s, that was 15 for Launceston, 6 for South Launceston.
15 to 6.
Yeah, there it is.
Launceston have taken 4 marks inside 50 this quarter.
Oh, it's a nice tap down to Wilkinson. They get the ball out, though, there. Tommy Graham, it goes long, still with that breeze the boys spoke about. Chase Oliver asking a lot of these key forwards from South Launceston. They're only young, and they're in a big match. It's going to be caught holding the footy. It's going to be a free kick. So 15 to 6 is just an avalanche at the moment. Total disposals, if we had them, would be probably 2 to 1, I would imagine, Launceston's way. They turn the ball over on this occasion, though. Hunter Farrelly takes the mark in front of Gillow. Gives him a little push in the chest for no particular reason.
Farrelly from half-back. He's played on impression behind there. The kick drifts towards the boundary line. It just stays in. And now it's over. Centre wing, far side. It's a 12-point margin. So now we're talking as if Launceston now have got complete control of this game, and they do, but the margin is 12 points. So in any game of footy, it's still a chance here for South Launceston if they can start getting scoreboard pressure. But at the moment, the Blues have lifted all over the park. It's what Jake Hines asked for at half-time, and they've delivered. They kicked 5 out of the last 6 goals in this game. Wooten now to Millwood, little fumble. Opens it all for South Launceston. Farrelly, inside out kick to a 1-on-1. Young Oliver, though, he's beaten to the footy there by Morris. So Morris now, wide here to Jaden Hines. Takes it on the run. Beautiful kick from Morris. Handball now to Connell McCormack. He's got some time. Kicks it towards Gillow, who's met from behind by Tom Foon. Free kick, no advantage. Back to Bailey Gillow. Now to Millwood. Harrison Millwood takes it. There's Morris again. Handball to Jeffries. Puts on the afterburners. Poor kick. High in the air. They still might go here. Launceston nearly a mark to Farquhar. They work it forward. Farquhar again, the big fella. Big third quarter. Handball over the top. Jesse Price has got it. Dispossessed. Taken away there by Morrison. Kicks wide. Oliver Atkins will get there and mark on his chest.
Oliver Atkins comes back in board. Well done, Cale Fraser. Cut it off, punches it towards the boundary line, and it goes out of bounds.
How much experience does young Chase Oliver get from being on a Zach Morris today?
Oh, well, Zach Morris is, whether he's forward or defence, he's one of the premier players in the state. Will probably put his hand up for that VFL
that was my
team.
Next question.
Yeah,
yep.
VFL team next year. Have a big pre-season. And, look, experience, isn't it? Like 2 weeks ago, was it 1 week ago? Chase Oliver was playing an under-16,
yes.
2 weeks ago, under-16 grand final. He got best on ground in that. This is a different story. Here's Millwood, speaking of youngsters, gives it to Wooden. Wooden twists, turns. Connell McCormack. He's got the ball taken off him by Wicks. Wicks kicked the ball where it wasn't meant to go. It's gone to Oliver. Bounces off his chest. Good contest with Morris. Here's Lee. Gets the ball. It spins towards the goal square, but it's going to go out of bounds. They're going to throw it up right of the point post.
Interesting experience for Harrison Millwood if they get through, Macca, because he'll be up next week against his under-16 coach, Bradley Cox-Goodger.
Well, there you go, Dave Moore. That happened before?
I don't know.
I don't reckon.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Under-16 player. Launceston have always liked to have a young kid in their grand final teams,
yes,
haven't they?
We've seen
it. Yeah, back the College Jasneys back in the day. We've seen a lot of quality players, and Millwood's he's on a good trajectory. He's a really good defender. Here's Lockie Harris, but it doesn't go his way. Early goal to Rocha Lee. I think it was Andrew Cox-Goodger kicked the first. They're 1-3-9. Hillwood yet to score. 7.5 minutes gone.
Lights on here at Youngtown. The ground is bathed in sunshine. It's on the far side. My grey Corolla is over there in the background. Couldn't get a park close today. It's from the boundary throw in.
Surely they put a witch's hat there for you, Dave Moore.
No, I'm not important yet. Well, they did Longford for me, which I thank them very much for. Thank you, Rob Moore, if you're watching or listening. So it's out of bounds. It's a beautiful side here as the springtime sunshine stretches right across Windsor Park Oval. The lights are on.
Huonville by 5 points.
Okay, that's going to be a close one there. We might get the final score of that one before we finish.
Yeah,
From the boundary throw in, Faulkner.
Same start time as us.
Farquhar gets it down there towards Taylor. Bouncing footy. Taken there by Jackson Owens. Releases the handball. Goal here will be handy for the Bulldogs in a three-quarter time. Here's Chase Oliver. He's worried out of his kick. Atkins, risky kick, might work out okay. Contest there, Connor McCormack and Page. Page wins it to Wicks. Back inside 50 for the Bulldogs. Mark taken. That's Lee.
Tremendous one-on-one contest there between McCormack and Page won it.
Yes.
And this is, is that their first? Oh, there's the siren. How many marks inside 50 this quarter, Dave? Is that the first one?
That's the first one for the Bulldogs.
They just haven't been able to connect at all, have they?
And this is a massive kick.
Yep.
They trail by 2 goals, and you want momentum going into the last quarter. Matthew Lee kicked one earlier in the game. He's up now to 54 goals for the season. We're right behind this one. The siren's gone. Crowd hushed. Lee approaches the man on the mark. Kicks a goal for South Launceston. And that will give them some momentum going into this last quarter. They trail by just 1 goal here at Windsor Park.
Yeah.
And that's his second goal for the afternoon. South Launceston now 6-9-45. They trail Launceston 6-15-51. The margin just 6 points here at three-quarter time.
Yeah, and look, for all their dominance, Launceston, we'll get the inside 50s in a moment from Grooves, but they still only got 2 goals.
Yes.
Like, I know they were going against the Breeze, and they'd be happy with probably where they're at and the increased effort on the footy. But as it was, that goal, as you said, gives South a real opportunity. They kicked a couple against the wind in the second quarter, and they could look to do the same again. So they take stock again, the young dogs. They get a bit of a spell, and Launceston, well, they've still got a contest.
Groups, actually, Macasari goal kickers to three-quarter time.
Goal kickers, Archie Wilkinson with 3, Ben Hyatt, Jake Hines and Lenny Faulkner with the singles. Matthew Lee there for South Launceston has now got 2, and singles to Tom Foon, Hunter Farrelly, Nick Kruger and Jackson Owen.
Groups, three-quarter time stats, please.
Hit-outs, Launceston 34 to South Launceston 12. Clearances, Launceston 33 to South Launceston 14. Inside 50s, Launceston 37 to South Launceston 33. Marks inside 50, Launceston 8, South Launceston 6. Intercept marks 16 for Launceston, 7 for South Launceston, and free kicks 16 for Launceston and 26 for South Launceston.
Okay, just the 8 free kicks in that quarter, Macca. They must have been listening to you there.
Real back of you.
This is time for a break and a hot drink. Get a cappuccino from our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. They're at the game here today near the Launceston Club rooms, and they're still serving coffees over there. I can see a couple of patrons enjoying a hot drink towards the end of the game. We'll take a break here. Mackie, you got something quick?
Just 3-4-22 now, Roach Lee. A great goal from 50 from Jake Smith.
Three-quarter time score here. It's Launceston 6-15-51. South Launceston 6-9-45. We're in for a cracking last quarter. Back in a moment. Mac, you got the stats there, compliments of the Launceston stats guys, Damien Donnelly and Darren Loveland. I noticed Darren pointing something out to you there as well.
Yeah, I asked a question about total possessions. I just thought Launceston were dominating, and they've had 80 more total possessions, 290 to 210.
Yes.
So another 80, a lot of kicks, a lot of those are kicks as well. Speaking of a lot of the footy, Zach Morris has had 30, 24 kicks, 6 handballs, and a lot of handball receives from behind. That's something, if you're playing against him, you've got to try and stop, because he will look to receive the ball from behind the marker. Jake Hines has had 22, including 6 marks. Jaden Hines has had 19. Jeffries 18. Wilkinson 18, including his 3 goals and 5 marks. And Bailey Gillo's been pretty solid with 16.
Down to the boys on the boundary. Tony Webb.
It's Chris
Lyon,
from South first. Grant Holt said they can't afford to be safe this quarter. They've got to take some risks. Launceston had their quarter in that last quarter. Now it's South's turn in this quarter. The tackle pressure has to lift, and they really need to fire in this last quarter. There's no second chances. Here's Tony.
Tony, who's been with Launceston.
I have. Jake Hines was pretty pleased with that. He said what we talked about at half-time came to pass. We're a bit more composed with the ball. which meant we didn't bomb it along and turn it over, whereas we forced them to do that. Part of that was at half-time he told the backs to press up. He wants them to keep doing that. He felt the mids took over in that quarter, controlled it a bit better, got more clearances. He also said to the team, this is what we want. We're in the position, everyone around us wants us to make the grand final. Do you want to make it? And you've got to take your moments when they're presented.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Here's City Park Radio Sport, Matthew McGee. Last quarter action.
For one of these teams, it's going to be over in about half an hour, and the winner will go on and play North Launceston. South Launceston get the first clearance inside 50, or not quite off hands. There's going to be a ball up. Just around the grounds, Rochalee 4-5-29, dominating Hillwood yet to score. And a ripper down in Hobart. Signet trail by 4 points now. I was checking that ladder for Signet undefeated for the season.
Yes.
16-0. So a lot on the line there for them. Huonville are coming. And they're in front. Here's Brendan Taylor taking in the tackle. And the umpire says throw it in again. Young McEntee, the umpire, taking over. What was it, in the second quarter, wasn't it?
Yes, Ryan Gregson.
Done the calf. Just like any players, they don't want to get injured coming into grand finals. He had to put his hand up.
Could you get a better backup umpire?
Well, I was thinking, why wasn't he in the first place?
He did the women's earlier.
Saving himself for the men's grand final maybe next week. Jeffries combines well, look to get it back. Jake Hines taken in a tackle, gets the ball forward. Connell McCormack started the game really well. Connell holding the footy on that occasion though. Hunter Farrelly, probably been one of South Lonnie's best, I think. Playing more of a midfield role than what we were accustomed to in our previous years here at City Park Radio. Morrison leads, and he's going to hit him up. Nice kick. And a nice lead from the youngster in Morrison. Had Page back inboard. They just take their time, the Dogs. Don't try and turn it over. Everyone is forward of centre. Every player is forward of centre. There's plenty of room. Lee finds the front against a premier opponent in Hines. And Lee going to go long and deep right into the sun. Over the top. Who's there? No one. In fact, it's Morris. Oh, Holt does well. He has a kick at the footy. Can't get it there. Conway now looks to just roll out of the back pocket and kicks it even further over into the Launceston club rooms. Change rooms over there.
Out of bounds on the full there from Conway. So it's going to be a repeat entry here from South Launceston, who started pretty well in this quarter.
Huonville have a goal. Sorry, not Huonville. Hillwood have a goal. So they trail by 3 goals, 5 points.
Back to that in a moment. Help me out here, Macca. It's a bit hard into the sun. Who we got with the ball?
South Launceston.
Looks like Logan Smith, who centres the footy. And Hines takes the mark. Jake Hines. Just outside his defensive goal square.
Intercept marks today, groups.
Intercept marks, yes. 16 from Launceston to 7 for South Launceston.
Yes.
So they've been chopping them off.
Jake Hines along to his brother there, Jaden, who takes a good mark. Far side. That was an elite kick there from Jake Hines. Had to be centimetre perfect. Not a bad kick either from Jaden now. Jaden Hines to get it to Wilkinson. He's got players streaming forward. And one of those is Morris. 30 possessions to three-quarter time. Zach Morris takes his time. Spots up a target here in Jeffries. Front position, though, doing well was Lucas, who knocks it away from Jeffries. Out of play.
Both sides have got players that just look tired and sore, don't they? Like Zach Morris always looks a bit sore because he walks that way. But
how huge is this first goal this last quarter?
Well, it is massive. Just to give either belief for South Launceston that they can keep pushing, or if you look the other way, then Launceston, I believe, if they get it, they'll just keep putting the foot down. But it's been a struggle all day for the Launceston Blues. Their inability to connect with their forwards at times. Here's Wooden. Gets the ball out. Jake Hines tries to barge through. Page gets him and Page tackles him. Holding the footy against Jake Hines. He's not happy. You want to be watching himself. Page runs away from the footy. He laid the tackle and didn't have to kick it. So Grant Holt kicks it and finds Taylor. So Brendan Taylor. Chase Oliver's going to have to go against Morris. Does well. Graham comes in from the side, providing a contest. They're still outnumbered. Morrison's there. And now it's Freeland. So he breaks away. Can they connect? Kruger, is it?
Yes.
Kruger gets the free kick. Lee goes to play on, looks for the advantage and kicks a goal. The umpire says no. Well, probably just a little pause in the action, I think, Matthew Lee. Probably just a little second or so too late. It was a good goal he kicked, just to be fair. So now Kruger He's got one come into the side today. Or did you just miss him, you said?
Yes.
Kruger, he's got Lee. Can't do so. Morris punches the ball away. Lee lays a good tackle on Jeffries. The ball spills. The dog supporters are looking to get holding the footy, but the umpire says no.
Angus Jeffries might have been a touch fortunate
Well,
there.
he stepped inside, didn't he?
So the ball up now. Deep inside the attacking 50 here for South Launceston. They need to take every opportunity if they're going to win this game. Taylor tries to break through. Kruger's kick smothered. Back to Taylor again. That's Brendan Taylor. Out to Lucas. Has support. Munting from the boundary line.
Out of bounds.
Kicks it out of bounds on the full. So South Launceston, opportunity there lost.
They need another repeat 50, the Dogs.
Jake Hines with the footy. They trail by 6 points, South Launceston. Blues getting control of the game in that third quarter. It's out of bounds now, right in front of us. 60 out from the Bulldogs' goal. Group some early stats last quarter.
Oh, not much to report. 2 clearances each this quarter and 2 inside 50s to 1 South Launceston.
Okay. So that's breeze might have just dropped us slightly here.
Yep, definitely.
As we're into the late afternoon now, as often happens. Does drop out. Taken by Atkins. Players stream pass. One of those is Jake Hines. Can't take it with him. Lucas there, but Jake Hines did well. Breaks a couple of tackles. Smart kick backwards to Presnell.
Presnell normally uses it pretty well. He's got McCormack on, and he does use it well. But Freeland, he does really well, and he's taken high. Coming back the other way, and there was nothing untoward in it. McCormack came one way. Freeland did really well to even get to the contest. And he's going to get a free kick in the centre circle or close by. So Freeland goes short. South Launceston inside 50s early. Been pretty good. Just can't connect. Here's Farrelly. So Farrelly, as the sun gets in their eyes a little bit, going to that river end of the ground. It's a scrubby kick. Oh, he had it. He spent it before he had it, did Morris. He looked a handball, didn't get it. Oliver goes up. Brendan Taylor, Lee, Taylor off the ground. They do well though, Atkins, and he repels the attacking move as players start to cramp. Another good contest on centre wing. Another repeat inside 50 for the Dogs. They just need a mark and they get one. Harris. Well, he's had a bit of a dirty day, the youngster in Harris. He's going to have a shot. He's going to be a fair way out when he kicks it though, 45, nearly 50 metres. Jake Hines is just patrolling where he wants his players. He's sitting in front of the forwards. You'd like to see another probably South London player down there to provide a contest. If it does fall short, Jake Hines is set to take a mark, or Presnell. They're there on their own. So they think he's going to make the distance, Lockie Harris. They're a goal down the Dogs. He's made the distance. Does it look good? No, it doesn't. It misses near side to him. Through from behind. So less than a goal. Inside 50s for Dave Gruber.
That's 4-1 South Launceston.
South Launceston getting enough of the footy.
So now Morris in the defensive goal squares. Had a huge game today. Kicks out from fullback. Jake Hines up against a couple. Lucas did okay there. He dives in. Jake Hines with the recovery. Long handball to Plunkett. Plunkett weaves through traffic. Holds the footy for a long time. Now back to Presnell. Further back to Morris. Beautiful pass, Morris. Finds Bailey Gillow in the centre of Windsor Park. Over the top now to Plunkett. Works out okay. Gillow goes past, but Plunkett ignores him and kicks longer in the Wilkinson direction. He's flying from behind. Spills here. Wooten, 45 out. Fading away to the right. Isn't a mark? Off hands, one behind. 6-16-52. Plays 6-10-46. Logan Smith to kick the ball out for South Launceston.
So Smith, he'll come near side to us, I think. Who's he got? Someone up the middle. Taylor. That was Lockie Taylor. He ignores him. Comes this side. Freeland up against Hines. Freeland! It takes nothing because it's Hines in front. Ball didn't stay in the air long enough. And Jake Hines, the ever reliable, one of the best players in the state in his prime. He tries to run around Freeland. Can't quite get there. Kicks it inside 50. Short and sharp. Launceston fight for the footy, 30 metres out from goal, and umpire says, I'll have it. Just around the grounds, Rochalee go on, 4-7-31, Hillwood 1 goal 6, and Huonville lead by 9 points down in the south, trying to upset Signet, who, as I mentioned, gone 16-0 for the season. Ball up, another stoppage. Once again, still 30 metres out from Launceston's goal. They lead by that. 1 goal. It's been an entertaining game. Good finals footy. Freeland up over the top of Farquhar. It's been some great contests. Few injuries, few sore players. Here's Hyatt, one of the sore players. Up and under. South look to force it through. Can't do so. It falls again. Freeland hits it out of the air. Here's Gillow on that trusty left. He loves a goal in last quarters. There's Bailey Gillow. And now they lead by 2 goals. And Bailey Gillow gets his. And the ever-reliable Bailey Gillow, he just finishes so well on that left, Dave Moore.
Yeah, he's had a good, solid game today. And he's one of those experienced players that has been in these sort of situations before in big finals. And he stood up on that occasion and snapped a beautiful left-foot goal. 7-16-58, the Blues. South Launceston 6-10-46. So at one stage it was 4 goals to 1 in this encounter. So now it's 7 goals to 6. So 6 of the last 8 goals Launceston's way. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to Local Knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. So the margin, game high for Launceston of 2 goals. South did get out to a 3-goal margin there in the second quarter. Up goes the footy. Farquhar wins it beautifully to Wooten. Great ruck work. Elite stuff. Wooten, beautiful pass. Almost hits Wilkinson on the chest. Rove there by Price. His handball wasn't great. Intercepted by the South player. Back to Wooten. We asked him to lift and he has. Does a full 360. Centre in kick here. Sullivan's there and also Jeffries. And Jeffries takes a strong mark. Yes, players leading from the square. Might settle back on a shot here with a breeze over his shoulder. As the sun is setting to my right here. Lights will take effect soon. Jeffries on the left foot. Starts at left. It doesn't come back. Is it a mark? I think it's still in play. It's been paid. And it's that man, Jake Hines. And if anyone can snap a goal, no.
They're going to have a little chat, a little conference.
Chat first. My first thought was that it might be marked inside.
Goal umpire, boundary umpire, they all come in. McIntyre takes charge, they called it a point.
Big moment in the game is Jake Irons. We know he can kick those sort of goals. 7-17-59, 6-10-46. And so it's going to be kicked out from fullback by Woodcock Davis.
Woodcock Davis. Another good battle today with Wilkinson. And probably just take the points with those 3 goals. Especially in that second quarter, he really changed the tempo of the game. Here's Plunkett. He gets the ball long and deep. Does Plunkett. They fly for the footy. South Launceston through Foon. Munting. He'll turn and come into the centre square. It's got to be a good contest.
Guess who?
It's that man, Morris. They just keep kicking him the footy. And he just keeps playing by himself. He doesn't care where young Harris leads because he'll just stand and he'll control. And they kick the ball inside 50. And now it's another Launceston mark.
It's Plunkett.
And it is Plunkett. Yeah, I saw this kid a few years ago, Foz, playing at Scotch
Oakburn.
Yeah, and he was in sort of the state under 15 program then. He took a couple of really good marks against us up at St. Pat's. And, he's really explosive. And I think he's been pretty good today. So Plunkett, part of the future of the Launceston Football Club. From 50, no issue with the distance or the accuracy. And Launceston now lead by 3 goals. And you would think that that's probably enough, Dave Moore.
Yeah, I think so, Macca. It's beyond 3 goals, with that 19-point margin. And the way they're playing, they're just taking control of this game since half-time. Southland did fight back at the end of that third quarter, but they're the usual suspects, experienced players. They're going to want another crack at North Launceston. And it looks like they're going to get that.
It's just the structure. Like, Morris, as I said, doesn't go with his opponent. So his opponent leads out. Morris just stays in that centre corridor, and he doesn't have to worry anything about him. And they kick the ball to Morris again. He could end up with 40. Like, I know he's had, how many kickouts? Probably, let's say, give him 10 kickouts. But even then, it's well over a 20-plus possession game and multiple marks. That's beautiful.
Farquhar again, straight to Jake Hines. So brilliant work here from Farquhar. Had an injury concern, sore hip, put onto a South Launceston opponent. So if there's any chance at all, South Launceston, they need to respond fairly quickly. We're 15 minutes in, so probably halfway through this quarter. Logan Smith has the footy. Chris Sayer will be leaving us soon. He's got a program tonight featuring the music of Supertramp on Reeling in the Years at 6 o'clock on City Park Radio. Here comes the kick now to Foon. Now they can launch something here. Tom Foon's got it. He's got Farrelly further on. Kicks to him now. He marks near the centre circles. Undecided. Oh, it's a terrible kick. Will it work out okay? Kruger's in there fighting hard. They want to force a ball up here, I reckon, South Launceston. They let it go. Launceston player tries to work it out. Just let it go a long time and eventually we will get a ball up. So a bit of hush over the crowd. Been a good crowd in all day with lots of teams featuring. Launceston big winners in all three curtain raisers today. Here's Jeffries getting the handball away to Connor McCormack. Shark go by Farrelly.
That's great.
And he's caught and he's holding the ball.
That's a great tackle from Bailey Gillow. As you mentioned, just the experience. Still not that old himself, to be fair, but just played a lot of seasons at that TSL level. Just keeps getting better. Farquhar flies, as does Freeland. Well done there by the South London player in Smith.
Here he is again.
Yeah, he's been good, Gillow. Left foot, not a great kick. Page, been good in the back line. Tries to use the footy neatly. Goes to Tom Graham, who's going to get a free kick for over the shoulder. Graham and Presnell, really good mates there. Opponents today. They'll be stirring each other up. Graham. Oliver can't get it. Back of the pack. Who's there? There's two of them. It's Lucas. Dribbler just. Well, it's tough for the Dogs, but they've given themselves a little sniff, and Sam Lucas literally dribbles one through. Only just had enough on it to get it over the line. And another good goal. We've been blessed today with some really good contests. These boys will feel it. One team will have to recover and recover quickly to play North Launceston next week. It's been some good goals, good marks, good tackles. Some sore lads. And it's the margin now, Launceston 8, 17-65. Leads South Launceston 7-10-52. What do you got for us, Grooves? Anything standing out or pretty even this quarter?
Oh, pretty even again this quarter. Inside 50s, 6-5 Launceston's way. Clearances, Launceston 6 to South Launceston 3. That's about it.
Yep, and about to get underway second quarter at UTAS. Rochalee at quarter time, 4-8-32. Lead Hillwood 1 straight 6.
Another clearance from Launceston through Wootton. They've just been getting it. Repeat entries from the centre square ball ups this quarter. They're inside 50. Plunkett, kick one earlier. Long kick towards goal. Gee, it nearly came back in. Behind though to Launceston. 18-66 now. And South Launceston 7-10-52. So time for the Bulldogs, but they need to not concede another goal in this game, I reckon, to be any chance. He comes now towards Alexander. Got his hands to it. Good pressure there from Price. Alexander, little tap onto Page. Changes direction nicely. Gets free. He kicked towards half forward. Morris will get back here. He'll take an intercept mark. Giving young Chase Oliver a bit of a lesson here today. It's switched now towards Jaden Hines. He's got options galore. One of those is Jake Hines, who takes it defensive side of the wing.
So they're just racking it up now at the Lonnie Blues. He goes wide. Launceston another inside 50. Who's going to take the mark? It was nearly the Lonnie play there in McCormack. It went through his mitts. And South Launceston are going to repel. They come back inboard, Morrison to Graham. Graham up the centre. They're still going to take it on. Here are the Dogs. Farrelly inside 50. Owens, first gamer, he's got one. He's over the back. He's tackled by Morris, but the good thing is he is able to hold the ball in, and it doesn't come firing out the other way. So another good tackle from Zach Morris. Jeez, he gets up again looking sore, does Morris. So it's deep in the South Launceston forward line. Can they sneak another goal here and put it right on the Lonnie Blues? Presnell had a great second half when he looked gone there on centre wing with an injury. Jaden Hines, back pocket specialist, being good again. Freeland, I've liked his game for the Dogs. Young developing ruckman. South Launceston combined. Smith Far side, here's Freeland on the run. They're still going. They've still got the foot down to the Dogs.
Freeland, 2 kicks out from goal. Centering footy, Graham can take the mark. Might be too far out. Man on the mark, right on 50. You might as well have a crack at this stage. We've been playing nearly 20 minutes. 14 points the margin.
Tell you where I wouldn't mind going tonight, Foz, if you want to get the car sorted. Let's go to Huonville. They're 10-11-71. They lead Signet 7-5-47. 21
Lions.
scoring shots to 12.
Now, Tommy Graham twirls the ball in his hands. A great season. Hasn't had many bigger kicks than this one. Gets to 55. Good purchase on it. Fading. Lee got his hands to it. Off hands. 13 points now the margin. 7-11-53. Plays 8-18-66. Morris waste no time. He'll just pump it outside defensive 50. Foon front position. Wilkinson back. Falls to Jeffries. Funny old kick. Now he gets it again, Jeffries. They're out here. If Gillow can pick it up. Tough ball to pick up, but he does it well. Has a player further field in Sullivan. A little fumble from Sullivan. But he was held without it. Lucas Sullivan, he'll take the free kick. No advantage paid.
So Lucas Sullivan back into the side today, been serviceable.
Get to Tony on the boundary in a moment.
So Sullivan, he'll look deep. Farquhar goes deeper than that. Wilkinson gets rid of his opponent. 2 bites of the cherry. It's got to be a mark. It's not.
No,
He has paid it. Has he paid it? Has he said it's mine or paid it?
No, he's paid it.
Yeah, it has to be. Even we're a fair way away. Just looked to have it. South Londy defenders knew it. And Wilkinson, he's kicked 3. 2 in the second, which really just turned the tide of the game. 1 in the third, another really good goal. And once again, Archie Wilkinson, what do you have for the year going in? 58, so up to the 61. This is for 62. Archie Wilkinson, he's had a really good year, played for the state team, but that's not a great kick, and it misses far side.
Tony on the boundary, what do you got?
Lockie Plunkett came off about 2 or 3 minutes ago, having his left calf been worked on.
Okay, hopefully just cramp. He hasn't played a lot of senior footy recently, so I reckon that's what it is. Hopefully for him, get up next week for the grand final. Chase Oliver's got it. He's tackled straight away, and he's going to be caught holding the ball here. Try and get rid of it, said the umpire. So the beneficiary will be Wheeler. Wheeler handballs it off. Kick by Connor McCormack. Might sneak in from behind. No, out of bounds on the full, but it's the wrong end of the ground, Macca, for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is.
Trail by 14, 22 minutes gone.
They can hold their heads high. South Launceston, a really young side. But I think their season's going to come to an end. And we can confirm the score down South Foz. The Huonville Lions are the SFL Community Grand Final winners, 71-53.
As it comes out now towards Wicks. Handball to Matthews. Another entry coming up here with Graham kicking inside 50 for the Bulldogs. Mark taken by Kruger. 23 minutes gone. They trail by 14 points. With Nick Kruger, who's kicked one earlier.
He had another shot too, didn't he? Wasn't great. He's going to be close to the man.
Kicks. Sets it up. Not going to quite make the distance. Front position. Much a mark there to the South Launceston player, but it spills now to Jaden Hines. He shuffles it out towards Millwood. He takes possession of the footy. Kicks it to Palfreyman. Great handball to Gillow. He can take a bounce or two. Takes one. Running Hines for him when the left foot kick is good. It's going to bounce the advantage of Hines. He's got Hyatt further on. Decides not to kick straight away. Over the top now to Sullivan. Sullivan has a leading player in Hyatt who will mark right inside the boundary line.
That was great work, Benny Hyde. He had grass in front of him and he led that hard. The ball didn't sit for Hines. Then he went again and he's got, one leg. The other one's really sore.
Smart play from Hines not to go the first time.
Yeah,
he didn't really have a clear position. He used Sullivan as the intermediary. And now we've got Hyatt who's right on the boundary line. We know he loves a difficult goal, Benny Hyatt.
Nothing's ever simple, is it?
He's going to deliver from 40-odd out. It's going to be a snap for goal to the southern end. Here it is. It's just near side. So one behind. 8:20-68. It's a 7-11-53. Time now the enemy of the Bulldogs. 24 minutes gone. As Holt now short kick out to Page.
Page. Pretty good four-quarter performance from Page. Harris runs under it. Presnell. Had a really good second half, Presnell. Some really important touches. He kicks it back to the other fellow, though, in Page. Page scoots. Finds the far side, Lucas. So Lucas, hit up. Here's Freeland. He's been all right, Foz.
Yep.
Oh, he's run into trouble there, though. Just a little bit of experience. Ran straight into trouble. It's going to be a ball up on centre wing.
He's trying to move the ball on quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Time
Just went on
pressure.
the wrong side.
Yep.
It's just getting a little bit darker here. As the days draw longer, the lights won't need to be in full effect today. Morrison taking in a tackle. Good tackle, Wooten. There's no doubt Launceston Foz, they go on and win this, which is likely. They've still got a lot of improvement. I wouldn't say they're happy with their game today. I reckon their connection at times with their forwards, some of their on-ballers like Polfram and Wooten and that haven't been great. They've been okay without being great. But then Gillo stepped up, and these sort of blokes. So they've got some improvement. They're going to need it against the might of North Launceston as Page takes it from the stoppage, but not a great kick. Fraser was pushed under it. He did well to get there in the end. Presnell sort of got rid of Fraser, got away with it. It's gone just to the top of the square.
26 minutes gone, 15 points the margin.
Suns or Lions tonight, Foz?
Lions just.
It's
The
gonna
Suns
be a
are a
good
big
game.
chance. Comes out now. Munting, Taylor. He was caught without it, I think, but umpire says play on. Presnell, what a great kick that is. Talk about his kicking skills, Macca. That was magnificent to Wilkinson. 2 kicks out from goal. He's got a 1-on-1 in the goal square. Hyatt nearly took it there. He's got it now. Handballs to Farquhar, who kicks the sealer for Launceston, and they'll be in the grand final for 2025. Dylan Farquhar had a great game this afternoon and tops it off there with a goal that will see his Blues into the big dance next week, Macca.
Well, he's had an interesting game. There's no doubt about that, Farquhar, with that apparent injury early and then the ability to sit more forward in the second half has allowed McCormack to be one of the most influential players throughout that time when he's been on ball. And, yeah, Launceston, they're going to go on. A lot of people at the start of the year said Launceston versus North, it'll be that, and it's going to end up that. But South Launceston, they've been in every game, to be fair, against Launceston, especially late in the season. Just the inability. There's going to be a free kick. Millwood's not in the 6-6-6. They got away with one early. It's going to be a free kick to Freeland. So they had their warning. We didn't get that rule official there. We need to ask that off air, Foz. There's Wicks. Wicks takes a good mark. Umpire's
move it
paid
quickly.
the free kick. Wicks, yeah, he does. These South Launceston young pups. Inside 50. Lee flies. It's going to be down the front. Wooten looks to weave. Gives hands over to Jaden Hines. Been really good in the back pocket today, Jaden Hines. Just solid. Week in, week out. Loves a fight, which he's doing now. There's a little scraps. I tell you what, there's a couple of little... how's she going over there in front of the can bar?
A few jumpers coming off.
Yes. He's a terrific competitor, Jaden Hines, isn't he? Just that back pocket.
Bit of advice from the can bar too, Macca.
Someone's lost a jumper. Hasn't got any of it left, the South Lonnie player. Here's Wicks. Underneath it, going to be a free kick. Yes. Sullivan just got him over the top. And Bradley Wicks is going to have a shot from goal, 40 out directly in front. We've got a South Lonnie player without a Guernsey. I don't know what the rules are there either, but it's not going to matter because there's the siren. Launceston are going to be the winners. It's just by how far as Wicks misses. So it's 1 point to South Launceston. 7-12-54 they end up on. Launceston, 9 goals, 20-74, and even 20 points. And it'll be a North Launceston versus Launceston NTFA Premier League Grand Final next weekend at UTAS Stadium. Dave Moore.
Congratulations to the Launceston Footy Club. They were challenged this afternoon. They knew they were in for a fight. And the plucky Bulldogs certainly delivered that for probably the first half. And after that, Launceston took control of the game. And they'll run out worthy winners. Tony Webb is on the ground. We'll get to him as soon as he gathers somebody for an interview. But, Mac, we might go to the goal kickers.
Goal kickers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got them all good. There was 3 goals in that last quarter to Farquhar, Bailey, Gillow and Plunkett, they all finished with 1. Lenny Faulkner also with a single. Ben Hyatt a single, and also Jake Hines. But the major goal kicker was Archie Wilkinson. He finished with 3. For South Launceston, it was 2 goals to Matthew Lee, 1 goal to Sam Lucas, Tom Foon, Hunter Farrelly, Kruger and Jackson Owens.
Okay, so good win there to Launceston. They're through to the grand final next week against North Launceston, and a very happy coach there with Tony Webb is Jake Hines. Tony.
Thanks for joining us on City Park Radio, Jake. It's been a long year for you. At half-time, you asked the guys if they wanted to play in the grand final. I think they've answered.
Yeah, to South's credit, they've the last couple of times we've come up against them, they've pushed us and challenged us, and that's good. That's good for footy. That's what players want to play footy for, is to be challenged and have moments like this. Said to the boys before the game, it was a bit of a sink or swim game for us. There's no tomorrow, a bit old school, but yeah, that's the reality of it. And to the boys' credit, we stood up. We kicked 20 points, so we'll go to do some goal kicking practice this week at training, but. When the moments were there to stand up, we stood up, so it was good, and a lot of boys showed a lot of maturity. And a little shout out to Lockie Plunkett, who's come in for his first game since round 3, and to be honest, just stood up. He was one of the blokes that stood up and took his chances, so that was good to see.
Yeah, he was. Now, Archie Wilkinson hit that purple patch in the first half to keep you in it.
Yep.
But at half-time, you did say
Thanks, mate.
too much was being left to too few. You've got to be happy with that response.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got. I don't know excuses or nothing. We're a young group, but sometimes it just feels like we try to leave it up to blokes that have been there and done it before. But yeah, to have. And I said to the boys, it was going to take all 22 of us to get the job done, because they don't just give out grand final spots. So yeah, to the boys' credit again, yeah, they accepted the challenge and stood up. So it was good.
Oh, well, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck next week. Big week on the track. Bit of goal kicking, maybe?
Yeah, a bit of goal kicking, mate. We'll be all right.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you there to Jake Hines. And he took on the job this year, Macca, of coach of the Launceston Footy Club. And he's got his team into a grand final. It's not easy being a playing coach. In fact, the trend is going away a little bit from playing coaches at this level of footy. So he's done a good job.
Yeah, look, it was interesting because I think he was sort of waiting to see what was going to happen with the licences. You know, he was at Bridgenorth. He enjoyed his time down there. His heart's sort of more here, though. And once Bridgenorth missed out on that licence, it probably helped Launceston a bit in securing him as coach. He was brilliant today. Jake Hines, just strong and tough, and just directed the play, whether it's behind or in front of the footy. He finished with